That'll be at 6:08. It's 68 in Neosho, 72 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Galena, 72 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, News Talk, KZRG. They were just as surprised as you were.
Reaction from D&D Hardware near Racine, who says they too were caught off guard when federal agents were on their property Tuesday. While details still remain sparse, the feds aren't saying much. Agents did say, though, that the illegal commercialization of natural resources undermines lawful trade and damages American businesses. But D&D says they've got nothing to hide and that they conduct business legally. And a search warrant, of course, also served at Missouri Walnut in Neosho Tuesday as well. Some saying it could be related to the highly coveted black walnut tree. I'm Cy Albright, News on KZRG.
Well, your Liberty electric bill is going up starting August 3rd. The Missouri PSC approved the rate hike after they saw improvement in Liberty's customer service and billing practices. Rather than taking effect all at once, the increase will be spread over 3 years with about one-third of it added each year. The overall increase is roughly $26 per month or 16% more for the average consumer.
They spied on him. Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley wants the Biden DOJ and Special Counsel Jack Smith to be investigated.
I mean, listen, I've had my text messages, did have my text messages by him scooped up red. Who knows what he did with them? I've had my cell phone monitored. He tracked my incoming calls, my outgoing calls. He tracked my metadata. He tracked my location. I mean, Lord knows what else.
Hawley says Jack Smith also spied on ordinary Americans, and it's wrong. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310, 72 at 604, News Talk, KZRG.
30 years in prison for a child sex offender. 56-year-old James Roper of Aurora given that sentence this week after he pled guilty to having explicit images of kids on his phone. A teenage girl also told investigators that Roper would give her gifts in exchange for sexual encounters.
We've all been bridge jumping before, right? Well, a man from Miami, Oklahoma was allegedly drunk when he jumped into the Neosho River Tuesday evening, prompting a full-blown emergency response. While he wasn't hurt, Miami police say just because something is fun doesn't mean it's smart. Here's audio from the officer's body cam.
Why'd you jump off the bridge?
I didn't. I was underneath the bridge. They didn't see me jump off the bridge.
You're just swimming in blue jeans.
Yeah, so I've been down here fishing, trying to catch fish.
Where's your fishing equipment?
I ain't got none. All right, I jumped off the bridge. It's me. I did a backflip. You should have seen it. It was awesome.
The 47-year-old was arrested for public intoxication and also cited for jumping into the water. Now with sports, here's Joe Morgan on News Talk, KZRG.
The Webb City 16U All-Stars are keeping their season alive after an absolute thriller of a state championship series. After dropping Game 1, Webb City bounced back with a nail-biting 16-15 win in Game 2. That forced a winner-take-all finale where the bats completely caught fire. The All-Stars plated 9 runs in the final frame for a massive walk-off 24-23 victory. Now the Senior Little League state champs are shifting their focus to the regional tournament in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. They're currently looking to partner with local businesses and community supporters to help fund the trip. Meanwhile, big congratulations to a pair of Lamar track and field athletes who are officially junior Olympic bound. Lamar High School senior Taryn Williams and 10-year-old Maverick Stout have both qualified for the big stage. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of Galena Liberty Pond. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pond on South Main Street in Galena. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Joe Morgan.
Next news, 6:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Partly to mostly cloudy this morning. There may be an occasional afternoon thunderstorm with a high of 88. The heat index into the 90s. Overnight clear down to 72. A few afternoon thunderstorms may pop up on Friday with a high near 93 degrees. I'm Jeff Marr in the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service of Millwood Co. Roofing and Construction. When severe weather hits, choose the professionals at Millwood to repair and protect your roof and everything under it. For details and to receive a quote, visit millwoodcojoplin.com.
No rain showing up this morning so far on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 68 in Neosho, 72 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Baxter Springs, 72 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time going on 6:08.
Ellen Nichols suffers from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Ellen Nichols has attacked President Trump on social media, even posting that Trump is, quote, a vulgar, adulterating, bullying, mob-connected scam artist, end quote. That's because Ellen Nichols is a woke liberal who has donated thousands to groups pushing radical ideas, like supporting George Floyd protests, attacking our gun rights, and pushing abortions. Ellen Nichols. She's just too woke for Missouri.
Show Me Values PAC paid for and is responsible for the content of this ad. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Hey, want a free checking account from Community Bank and Trust?
Free? Yeah, right. What's the catch?
Oh, there's no catch.
There is always a catch. I bet there's a minimum balance requirement.
Nope, their absolutely free checking account is free from minimum balance requirements.
Okay, then I bet there's a monthly service charge.
Actually, there's not. Their absolutely free checking is free from a monthly service charge.
So when you say free, you mean...
Free, gratis, countless, liberated.
Wow. Free, so I could check my balance, pay bills, use my debit card, and bank from my phone
without paying a monthly fee.
Now that's my kind of free.
Absolutely free checking, the account that gives you all the features you need for zero monthly fees from Community Bank and Trust. Get started at one of the local employee-owned CBT locations today or at cbthomebank.com. Community Bank and Trust, where trust is so important. It's in our name. Other fees such as NSF, overdraft, sustained overdraft fees, etc. may apply. See fee schedule for details. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 580491.
I learn best by doing.
I enjoy helping others.
I want to leave my mark.
What begins on this campus moves into studios, hospitals, and communities around the globe.
This is Missouri Southern State University.
Explore boldly.
Care deeply.
Impact globally.
Apply now and find your pride at mssu.edu.
Shh, here he comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like U.S. Army Sergeant William Bernard McKenna, exposed to burn pits. McKenna later died from T-cell lymphoma, leaving his wife, Dina, and 2 daughters. Tunnel to Towers honored Sergeant McKenna. They paid off the family's mortgage in honor of all of his sacrifice. Donate $11 a month. If you have a car to donate, if you have land to donate, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org today.
Radio infotainment live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. You're listening to News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
6:10 in the AM. It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. Ted Bojorquez.
And Steve Scott.
72 in Joplin, 72 in Miami, 72 in Pittsburgh, 70 in Neosho. That is the current temperatures, but it's certainly not where they're going to be staying today.
No, but it's not going to be getting too much hotter than that. It's going to get a little bit warmer, but it's going to be only 88 for the high today with a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 3 p.m. Partly sunny for the rest of the day. Now, the heat index value can make it feel as high as 96 for today. Then for tonight, 72, mostly clear. Tomorrow, sunshine, and then a chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms. And the high tomorrow should be around 91. But then here comes the heat. Saturday, sunny, hot, 93. And then on Sunday, they're calling for sunshine, hot with a high of 97. Oh, boy, it's official now. Monday, sunny, hot. Actual temperature, 100 degrees. Wow. We're going to be talking with KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr at 7:25.
Mm-hmm. Hey, by the way, don't forget, News Talk KZRG, we have launched our election hub.
Boy, was it a good launch.
It was a good launch, and Alon helped us with that launch.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And then just freshly cut grass, too, for the lawn.
Yeah. No, it's our election hub. So the midterms, they are happening this year. And, of course, before the midterms, there are the primaries in a couple of the states in the 4 states area, which means that you will be voting on who you want to represent the party that you identify with. There's also in Missouri and in Kansas, there are a couple of amendments that you'll be voting on if you are a Missouri or Kansas voter in the primaries for the midterm elections. And if you want to get educated on what exactly is going to be on the ballot, the language, what it is you'll be voting on, who's running, and for what seats they're running. There's like, for instance, Missouri State Representative District 160. What does that represent? Who is that? Who? It's
What?
Joe Mama,
Where? Why?
Steve.
How?
Yeah. Well, that covers the Neosho, Granby, Diamond areas, for instance. So if you want to know, if you live in Missouri or in Kansas or in any of the 4 states area, and you want to know what seat represents where you live, you can find all that out and more with the KZRG Election Hub. All you got to do is go to newstalkkzrg.com/elections, or just go to Google or Bing or Yahoo or whatever, and you can ask Jeeves if you want, and just say Newstalk KZRG Election Hub. Just type that in, and it'll find it for you.
How about DuckDuckGo?
You can DuckDuckGo it if you want. I DuckDuckGoose it. But Go is fine too, I suppose. So all the details can be found there totally for free. Go check it out. It's awesome. There's also sample ballots that are up there. There's also ballot language. There's all sorts of stuff. So totally free. Go check it out. All right. Moving on from there, got a little bit of an international update for you. What's going on overseas? Iran keeps on threatening to make sure the Strait of Hormuz is shut. They said, we will shut down the Strait of Hormuz. As a matter of fact, they said the Strait of Hormuz is shut down.
It's not straight anymore.
Yeah, we curved it. They said that all export corridors that benefit the U.S. and its allies will be shut down, which it means literally everyone on planet Earth except for Russia, North Korea, and Iran, and China. Well, actually, no. Technically, China is like a soft economic ally, so technically, under that definition, it would be shut down to China too. So they said that that is what they're doing. And ironically enough, the United States said the exact same thing.
What?
They said that we're going to shut it down for Iran and all of Iran's allies.
Wow.
So Iran said we're doing this. The United States said, oh yeah, we're doing it too. Really, the key difference between what Iran is claiming and what we are claiming is that we're actually doing it. Iran has no capabilities to do it. We do.
They don't?
No.
You mean we decimated all their abilities?
No, I don't think we did that at all. I think the president's dead wrong about that, but whatever. What we have done is we've restarted a blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. And this time around, we've had blockades before, but before we kind of just shut it down and did like this weird, system with it. This time around, it's pretty simple. They made it real cut and dry. And what it is there's a blockade, and everyone is allowed to use the Strait of Hormuz except for Iran, and except for people buying or selling to Iran. If you're trying to go to Iran's ports one way or another, you're not getting through. Everyone else can get through just fine. And so far, everyone kind of digs it. Everyone's like, hey, this is a pretty good plan, actually. Why shut down the whole thing? Why not just make Iran pay, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly. So Iran, which by the way, I will say is kind of funny because because you may not know this, but geographically, Iran geographically borders the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's coastline is the Strait of Hormuz, and we're blocking Iran from going through it, but allowing everyone else to go through it, which is kind of funny because to me, that's like the geopolitical equivalent of putting a kid in timeout, but making him sit in front of the window. So he has to watch everyone else continue to play outside, but he himself is not allowed to go play outside. Iran just has to watch all of these boats drive by their country when they themselves are not allowed to do it. It's kind of funny.
Maybe they go, hey, do we have any more drones left?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's exactly what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Which the question is, where the heck are they getting all these drones from, by the way?
Well, that might be beginning to dry up a little bit because the U.S., I understood in a story I saw yesterday, actually I heard it on the Sean Hannity show, which you can hear at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday through Friday, right here on News Talk KZRG. Supposedly there was one bridge that was bombed in yesterday or the evening before the bombings. It was a train bridge that brought in supplies from Russia and China into Iran, and that was bombed to blithereens.
To blithereens.
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 It was blown to smithereens.
There it is.
Okay. Which was a blithereen.
And so China was a part of this?
Supposedly China and Russia were supplying parts needed for drones and missiles and stuff.
Russia makes sense. Russia doesn't like us too much. China.
Well, they can't do it right now because they're doing all they can to take care of Ukraine. So
China,
it had to be China.
That is so... China is just an agent of chaos because their economy is completely inextricably linked with our economy, which is a big problem for us and also for them if they don't like America. If our economy collapses, goodbye China's economy in its entirety.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that China and the United States have the weirdest sibling rivalry. We have a frenemyship going on. Where we're like, hey, we love the Chinese market, and China's like, hey, we love stealing all of your intellectual property.
Oh, yes.
But also, we're gonna arm people trying to bomb you. What is happening? China's such a weird, a weird little mess they are.
This was the only railway that was set up to deliver stuff from China and Russia into Iran, and we finally took it out, so therefore they can't get anything from Russia and China at this point.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we blew it away. We obliterated it.
Smithereens, or as Steve says, blithereens. Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on with Iran. Now, why is this all happening? I know there's a lot of confusion. Wait, what about the MOU? What about the
Nobody understands the
ceasefire?
MOU.
Yeah, very basically what the MOU, the reason it fell apart is Iran's understanding of the MOU is that it gives Iran sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz. That's the way they understand it. The United States of America does not understand the Memorandum of Understanding that way. The United States of America said, actually, the MOU says you don't have sovereignty over it. Iran says, actually, it does. And so, because Iran decided to believe that they have sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz, when ships started going through the strait without Iran's permission, Iran took that as an attack against their sovereignty. And as a sovereign nation, which they are currently, they said they have a right to defend themselves and their sovereignty, which is kind of ironic because that's exactly what Israel's been saying for years now, and Iran did not subscribe to that philosophy then. But suddenly they're all in on the right to defend their sovereignty.
Paybacks are hard, aren't they?
It's a tough one. So Iran said we have a right to defend our sovereignty, so they, missiled a couple of boats that were going through the strait. The United States said, well, that's a breach of the Memorandum of Understanding and a breach of the ceasefire. And Iran said, yes, it is a breach of the Memorandum of Understanding because you breached it. And we said, no, you breached it. And so far, the only thing that we can all agree on is A, nobody understands the Memorandum of Understanding, and B, somebody broke the Memorandum of Understanding, thus no peace deal.
I think they need to rename it. Memorandum of Misunderstanding.
I think they need to rename it to Giant Waste of Time. That whole thing was a massive joke. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of resources. And to me, the most dastardly, frustrating part about it is that President Donald Trump poured so much of his time and energy and so much of his intellectual resources into it. And guess what? Not sunk cost fallacy, but that took away from, it is sunk cost fallacy, but that took away from other issues that he could have been spending time on. Domestic issues, our economy, our prices, our issues here in the United States. Conservative issues in this country were put on the back burner for this Iran deal, and it all was for naught. It was all a massive waste of time. Imagine all that time and energy and political prowess Trump put into this deal. What if he had put all that energy into conservative domestic issues? How much more could have gotten done for the conservative movement?
Like the SAVE Act.
Like the SAVE Act. So much more could have gotten done. But no, instead we wasted all this time on Iran just to end up back at square one. It's just nutty. Someone call the professor.
Well,
It's nutty.
I don't know if you heard the news, but supposedly Iran's begging for them to go back to the ceasefire.
Oh, I'm sure.
Don't know who's calling and begging. It must be the ones that say, yeah, we want to be able to blow up everything, but you don't.
Yeah, well, it's clearly not the people that are in charge of Iran calling and begging, because if they wanted that, then they would do that. That's like saying, boy, I wish I had a cookie right now. Well, as a grown adult, go and get yourself a cookie. You know what I mean? Like you have the ability to do that. What?
I wish I had a Pop-Tart right now.
Go get yourself a Pop-Tart,
Okay, I'll
Steve.
be right back.
Yeah, Steve's going to be back. KZRG News Time 622.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
Vice President J.D. Vance told Joe Rogan that some in the Israeli government want a not war with Iran to go on indefinitely. He also claims there are discreet, extremely well-funded foreign influence campaigns being funded to tank a deal with Iran.
Number 2.
There was a shooting at a Miami, Oklahoma apartment complex last night. The individual believed to be responsible has been detained, and police assured the public there is no ongoing threat to the public.
Number 1.
Liberty Utilities electric customers are going to start seeing higher bills starting August the 3rd after the Missouri Public Service Commission approved their phased-in rate increase request. Liberty wants to collect an additional $97 million over 3 years, which equates to a 16% increase in your total monthly bill over that period.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
What do you hope Trump's primetime speech will cover? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page, News Talk KZRG on Facebook. Trump's making a primetime speech tonight at 8 local time. KZRG will be carrying it on our airwaves. What do you hope he's going to talk about? Coming up, what's going on with your money on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Temperatures will heat up into the weekend. For this Thursday, a partly to mostly cloudy sky. There may be a shower thunderstorm moving in during this afternoon with a high near 88 and the heat index into the 90s. The clearing will follow overnight with a low of 72. After early sunshine to begin Friday, there may be some afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high of 91. The heat index tomorrow into the upper 90s. Then a sunny and hot weekend. The high on Saturday near 93. And an even hotter Sunday to wrap up the weekend with a high near 96.
Good morning, everybody.
It's truly a rare leader in politics today.
Hey, Brian, what's going on? Cerise is here. Austin, it's a bad day to live in Joplin under Liberty Utilities. That is true, good sir. That is dead true. Doc is here. Good morning to you, Doc. Yeah, not a good day to be a Liberty Utilities customer, but I raise you this, good sir, Austin. What day is a good day to be a Liberty Utilities customer? I have not seen one yet.
Jill grew up here, knows us, and knows we don't want a bunch of new and higher taxes to add even more stress to our family budgets. So call Jill, or when you see her around town, thank Senator Jill Carter for refusing to vote for the largest tax increase on folks like us in Missouri history. In sincere appreciation for Senator Jill Carter's rare leadership and action to protect taxpayers, this message is paid for by My Missouri.
Tyler's has the carpets you've been looking for. Your complete floor covering store.
Hi, it's Ron, the chief carpetologist at Tyler's Carpet in Neosho. I love this time of the year. Spending time with my family.
Hey, Isaac, what's going on?
Boating, water skiing.
Austin said, I think we could pass a ballot measure that makes it to where utility increases have to be approved by voters. Oh, think we could. Probably not. I would say probably not. I just, it's kind of a tough balance because by doing that, wouldn't that be a public utility? I mean, like, at that point, what's the difference between Liberty Utilities being, which by the way is a private for-profit company? What's the difference between that and, say, government-run grocery stores? Like, at that point, isn't the government kind of taking over something like that? Oh, excuse me. Liberty Utilities is an investor-owned utility. Okay, yeah, fine. It's not necessarily a private company, but
It's not a government-run company either. It's not a part of the government. So in theory, and I'm just thinking about this out loud, and I'm very willing to change my mind on this. But in theory, if you have a company that provides a service to the people, like say a grocery store, and then suddenly you make it that if the grocery store wants to change anything, it needs to be done by a vote of the people. Well, isn't that functionally a part of the republic then? Isn't that a part of the government in a way? Maybe the government doesn't necessarily run it, but the people have to vote on the way it gets run. Does that not make it... That's not necessarily a private company then, or a investor-owned company. Suddenly every American citizen gets to vote on it. That's basically a public thing, right? So are utilities like that? Maybe. I mean, they kind of already are in a way, because the Service Commission is a government entity. The Utility Service Commission, I mean. So when Liberty Utilities wants a price hike or anything, they have to get permission from this committee.
So is this price hike going to sunset in 3 years after they raise their 97, whatever it was, billion or million? Does that mean it's going to decrease 16% or 16, whatever it is, in 3 years? You know, it's been approved for 3 years, according to what I read in the story or the thing. So does that mean in 3 years it goes bye-bye? We get a 16% rate decrease?
Well, so you guys ever in here what's going on with your money?
Stocks tumbled this morning as a sell-off in U.S. chipmakers spilled into the region, with SK Hynix continuing to see massive volatility since its U.S. listing last week. Shares of SK Hynix dropped 11.5%. Meanwhile, domestic rival Samsung Electronics lowered by more than 8%. Futures are slightly lower. That's your money now.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
The board recommends approving
regarding that seat on the committee, we're promoting
to boost quarterly earnings.
Every day, shareholders meet to discuss important matters about the companies you invest in. Now you can easily make your voice heard. Vanguard Investor Choice gives you a say in the companies you invest in. With just a few taps, you can set your proxy voting preference for your index funds. Visit Vanguard.com/investorchoice to learn more. Vanguard investors own shares of our index funds, which own shares of the companies they invest in. Available for Vanguard index funds that participate in Investor Choice. Vanguard Marketing Corporation Distributor.
Join me, Clay Travis, and my good friend Buck Sexton weekdays starting at 11 on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk, KZRG.
Well, we've got a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 3 o'clock this afternoon. Partly sunny with a high of 88. Heat index, though, could top out as high as 96, so that's what it could feel like. Tomorrow, chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the afternoon. Sunny with a high of 91. Heat index could be around 90. Now, it's going to start warming up on Saturday up to 93 with sunshine and hot. 97 on Sunday. Monday, sunny and hot with the actual high near 100 smackaroo degrees. Ooh. We're going to talk to KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr at 7:25.
Coming up in less than 2 minutes, is the United States running out of missiles? That's coming up next. Good morning.
At 6:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk, KZRG.
Bombing Iran continues.
U.S. needs more missiles.
Attorney General hearings.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG, we're heading for a high of 88. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr. Following sports, that'll be at 6:38. Sun is on the rise at 68 in Neosho, 72 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Diamond, 72 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG.
Iran launched new attacks on American military bases as the United States continues strikes of its own.
Iranian authorities claim to have struck U.S.-linked targets across the region in Jordan, Kuwait and Bahrain. The United States military has itself completed another 6-hour wave of strikes. Explosions were heard across Iran and air defenses were triggered in the capital, Tehran. Separately, the U.S. fired on and disabled an unladen oil tanker, which we're told was attempting to sail towards a blockaded Iranian port. Iran is warning it's prepared to spread the conflict. The country's joint military command has threatened to destroy all the infrastructure in the region. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
President Trump pushing defense contractors to pick up the pace of production.
Renewed airstrikes against Iran the past several days is renewing concerns in some circles about U.S. stockpiles of critical weapons systems. President Trump told a conference of defense contractors and tech companies in Pennsylvania.
If you look at the Patriot missile, if you look at the Tomahawk, which is the offensive, if you look at all of the things that are better, we have to make them faster. That's the only thing.
An analysis in May forecasted defense contractors could need as much as 3 years to replenish stockpiles depleted in strikes against Iran. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Senate Judiciary Committee reconvenes its hearing this morning on the nomination of Todd Blanche to be the next U.S. Attorney General.
He worked for the Department of Justice as a paralegal in law school. Now acting Attorney General Todd Blanche telling the Senate Judiciary Committee that he vows to restore trust in the DOJ and build on President Trump's efforts to crush crime.
That's my job, securing safety for every American. We have the lowest murder rate since 1900. Violent crime arrests are up nearly 114%.
Blanche also rejecting accusations by Democrats that he'll serve the president's political interests or that the Department of Justice has closed the book on Jeffrey Epstein. Jeff Manosso, Fox News.
Some clouds, 72. It's going on 634. News Talk, KZRG.
Multiple charges now filed against a man from a Missouri man in southeast Kansas. Steve Smith with more.
42-year-old Cristobal Freddy Lopez Monet is charged with attempted aggravated human trafficking, electronic solicitation, attempted commercial sexual exploitation of a child, and unlawful use of a communication facility. Crawford and Bourbon County Sheriffs, the KBI, the E3 Ranch Foundation, and Pittsburgh Police set up a sting operation to take Lopez down. He's currently being held without bond in the Crawford County Jail. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
Police investigating a report of shots fired at an apartment complex in Miami, Oklahoma around 7:30 last night. Investigators confirmed no one was hit by the gunfire. A suspect is currently in custody. Officials say there is no ongoing threat to the public, but the scene remains active this morning. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Clouds 72, 635. News Talk, KZRG.
Missouri's new 5-year transportation plan includes major interstate improvements, but MoDOT says rural communities will also see some significant investment. Assistant Chief Engineer Mark Crocron highlighting some of those projects.
Route 160 over Bull Shoals would be one of those rural projects. That's a large lake bridge, and that's in our program to replace that bridge. I don't know if you would consider Interstate 229 in St. Joe rural. That's an aging bridge, and the plan there is to put that road back on the ground.
Lumberjacks from around the world are gathering in Wisconsin to see who's going to be named the best of the best.
More than 100 competitors are in Hayward, Wisconsin for the 66th annual Lumberjack World Championships. They'll compete for titles in chopping, sawing, speed pole climbing, boom running, and log rolling. This year's field of men and women features defending champions, world record holders, and international standouts. There's also a festival with family-friendly activities and interactive experiences, as well as a chance to meet the athletes. Competition begins today, and the finals are set for Saturday. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
The Webb City Little Leaguers, they're still playing baseball, according to Joe Morgan.
The Web City 16U All-Stars are keeping their season alive after an absolute thriller of a state championship series. After dropping Game 1, Web City bounced back with a nail-biting 16-15 win in Game 2. That forced a winner-take-all finale where the bats completely caught fire. The All-Stars plated 9 runs in the final frame for a massive walk-off 24-23 victory. Now the Senior Little League state champs are shifting their focus to the regional tournament in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. They're currently looking to partner with local businesses and community supporters to help fund the trip. Meanwhile, big congratulations to a pair of Lamar track and field athletes who are officially junior Olympic bound. Lamar High School senior Taryn Williams and 10-year-old Maverick Stout have both qualified for the big stage. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Web City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news is service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and pay and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn on South Main Street in Galena. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Temperatures will heat up into the weekend. For this Thursday, a partly to mostly cloudy sky. There may be a shower thunderstorm moving in during this afternoon with a high near 88 and a heat index into the 90s. The clearing will follow overnight with a low of 72. After early sunshine to begin Friday, there may be some afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high of 91. The heat index tomorrow into the upper 90s. Then a sunny and hot weekend. The high on Saturday near 93. And an even hotter Sunday to wrap up the weekend with a high near 97. I'm Jeff Marr in the KZRG Storm Center.
No rain showing up this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 68 in Neosho, 72 in Pittsburgh, 72 in Webb City, 72 in Joplin. News Talk, KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time going on 6:39.
The Wisdom of the Praying Mantis, Chapter 2.
I will jump in.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Howdy, everyone.
Austin said, well, they're already a monopoly. It would be people taking it over. Yeah, I guess that's the question is monopolies, which are illegal, and they functionally are one. So would the solution then be to socialize it? To make it so the people own it? I mean, is that not socialism? No? Like seizing the means of production, isn't that communism? If the people go and take over Liberty Utilities, right? And again, listen. I am very willing to have my opinion swayed on this because it's a very tough moral puzzle here. 1, I don't like monopolies. 2, I really don't like Liberty Utilities. 3, would not having the people take it and the people vote on it and the people own it, is that not a form of socializing a utility?
Well, down in Miami, Oklahoma, the city owns the electric company.
Yeah, but
as an example.
Right, as an example. That's the way it's set up. Right now, the city doesn't own Liberty Utilities. So if we decide to make the city own it or make the government own it, then that is socializing. That is seizing the means of production. Now, if a city starts their own electric company, that's one thing. But if there's a private company that goes public in the stock market and then is taken over by the people, is that not a form of socializing? Is that not a form of seizing the means of production? Is that not communist?
Yeah.
And again, I'm willing to have my mind changed on this, and this is not a defense of Liberty Utilities. I dislike them.
Well, since Liberty Utilities bought out the local company, which was Empire District Electric Company, to actually buy the electric company, you might have to buy the remains of Empire District Electric, not Liberty Utilities, because Liberty Utilities.
Well, whatever, Empire, whatever you call them, whatever you want. They do what is it? DOB, do or DB, DBA, do business as. We all know who we're talking about. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And by the way, a larger company buying out a smaller company—that's capitalism. Welcome to it. You know what I mean? That's exactly what capitalism is.
Maybe they're having to raise rates because there might be a tariff because they're a Canadian company that owns Liberty.
Maybe. Doc said, I hate it when something that you need public utility wise has no competition, so you're forced to pay whatever the hell they want to. Doc, I totally agree, Doc. It's totally a monopoly. I completely agree with that, and I don't like it either. The quandary that I have is whether or not it is capitalistic to have the people own it. Now, if Liberty Utilities, whatever you want to call them, Empire, wants to sell themselves to the city, that's one thing. But if we just take it over.
9 to 11 to hear what's going on with me, Chris Plant, on News Talk KZRG.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Well, today it's going to be sunny. It's going to be warm. We're expecting a high of 88. There is a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, and it will be partly sunny. Again, the high around 88, but the feel-like temperature could top out as high as 96 for today. Tomorrow, another slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the morning. Sunny with a high of 91. Heat index as high as 99 for tomorrow. Then it's going to really warm up on Saturday. Sunny and hot with a high of 93. 97 for the high with sunshine and hot on Sunday. We're going to be getting near the century mark, near 100 with sunny and hot on Monday. We're going to talk to KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr at 7:25.
You bet we are. By the way, don't forget the KZRG election headquarters, the election hub. It is up. It is running. All you got to do is go to news.kzrg.com/elections, or just type into Google news.kzrg elections headquarters or HQ or hub or just elections. Google will find it for you. We have pretty good search engine optimization here at KZRG. But it's great because the midterms are coming up. The primaries are just around the corner. And if you want to check out some sample ballots, if you want to read the amendments with your own two eyes, if you want to know who is running and for what seats they're running, if you want to know what seats represent the city you live in, all that information can be found for free at KZRG's Election Hub. Go check it out. It's pretty awesome. All right, moving on from there. Pretty big news, Meta. They are the parent company of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, and they are being sued.
Really? Why?
Shocking, I know. I'm sure you're thinking, oh boy, what lawsuit? What Meta lawsuit are we talking about today? There's only 1 trillion of them. Well, this one's new. This one's actually, it's new. It's a whole new world, a whole new, brave new world on this one. World. Yeah. They are now being sued over accusations of using AI to determine who to fire. There are a group of disgruntled employees that were fired by Meta, and they are alleging that Meta used AI to do it. Yeah. Meta, last month, cut about 10% of their workforce, which equates to about 8,000 people losing their jobs.
Did they replace them with AI, I wonder?
I'm sure to an extent, probably.
Okay.
I don't know. But once upon a time, we would say those people got canned. Then we said they got fired, and now it's laid off. They've been restructured. But they got fired. 8,000 people lost their jobs. And allegedly, Meta used AI to do it. Now, the question is, well, how? What are the mechanics behind this? How does this work? Well, basically, these workers in this lawsuit claim that Meta was monitoring hourly keystroke data. And so what that is in theory, your computer, every time you push a button, it logs it. Every time you move your mouse, it logs it. And they were logging this keystroke data. And so they were taking that. Allegedly, Meta was also actively using monitoring data in terms of like what they're doing on their computers all day, and something called AI token usage data. Doesn't really matter, all the weeds about this. Basically, they allege Meta took all this information, fed it into an AI, and said, hey, AI, find me the 8,000 least productive employees. And then AI spit out 8,000 names, and then Meta went through and said, all right, you're done, you're out, you're fired, you're the least productive. And the idea is the more you click your computer and the more buttons you push on your computer, in theory, the more work you're doing. That's kind of the overall idea. Now, and you might be saying to yourself, well, hold on, that doesn't, I don't see a problem with that. If Meta needs to restructure, if they need to fire 8,000 people, then they should fire the 8,000 lowest performing people, right? Like that does make sense. And yeah, I think that's fair. I think that makes sense. Now, here's the problem with that. Allegedly, AI and their algorithms did not take into account protected medical leave when analyzing who was and was not productive. We're talking pregnancy leave. Let's say a woman, she gets 2 months off or whatever when she gives birth to a kid, or paternal leave. If you're a dude and your wife is giving birth, usually the dude gets a couple weeks off to be with the newborn kid or whatever. Or for the older people that got to take a lot of time off because they're sick, cancer patients, things like that. There are forms of protected medical leave. And allegedly, the AI did not take that into account. So here's the problem, is that this might have disproportionately impacted basically parents and old people. Because basically the idea is if AI doesn't take that into account and they pump in all that data, then the AI says, boy, this woman sucks at her job. She hasn't done anything in 2 months. She's the least productive one here. Well, yeah, because she was giving birth for the last 2 months. She was on, or at least, 2-month-long birth. Boy, that sounds awful. She was on paid medical leave. She was on pregnancy leave for 2 months. Allegedly, AI didn't take that into account and was disproportionately firing mothers and parents, dads that had to take care of their kids, had to take time off to take care of their aging parents or old people, allegedly, according to this lawsuit. So we'll see where this goes. Now, I'm sure you're asking to yourself, well, okay, maybe they used AI to do that. Aside from that being a jerk move and maybe a little silly, what's the crime here? What exactly is illegal here? Well, what they're suing them is over a civil rights deal. There's the civil rights thing called disparate impact liability. And in terms of civil rights, really there's 2 paths where discrimination can happen in these style of lawsuits, just for your FYI. There's disparate treatment and there's disparate impact. Disparate treatment is exactly what it sounds like. It's a form of discrimination where you treat people differently because of their race or gender or sex or religious orientation or anything like that. That's disparate treatment. Disparate impact is when there is a policy that seems neutral, that sounds fair on its surface, but it disproportionately impacts a specific group, whether that group be gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation, whatever. And so that is what Meta is being sued for. Because while on the surface, the policy seems fair. Hey, AI, find me the 8,000 least productive employees. But if the AI didn't take into account paid medical leave, then the impact is who are the 8,000 quote-unquote least productive employees. Disproportionately, it is women that are on pregnancy leave. It is dads taking time off to be with their newborn kid. It is old people that are seeking medical treatment. It is people that have to take time off to take care of their aging parents. Disproportionately, those people are being fired. And that is what Meta is being sued for. That's the civil rights thing, is the impact of this policy might have disproportionately impacted a specific subsect of the population, whether that be women or parents, however you want to define it. But we'll see where this goes. I mean, what are your thoughts on all this?
It's going to be quite interesting to see. But like you mentioned about there was one lady that is part of the lawsuit that she got notice that she was let go 2 days before giving birth to her child, and she was on maternity leave.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's quite interesting.
Right. So, we'll see if this is just something that Meta throws a few $100 million to shut up and brush under the rug type thing, or this could legitimately become a very major landmark ruling in the use of artificial intelligence by these large corporations and their decision-making structures.
That's true.
It's very fascinating. I think this is a whole brave new world, and we are watching ground zero of AI legislation happening right in front of us. Not legislation, but case law, I should say. AI case law. It's being written right in front of our eyes. I think it's kind of a fascinating time to be alive. So what are your thoughts on all this? Text us at 417-782-1310 or leave us an open mic message on the KZRG app. KZRG News Time 650.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
Vice President J.D. Vance told Joe Rogan that some in the Israeli government are not war with Iran to go on indefinitely. He also claims there are discreet, extremely well-funded foreign influence campaigns being funded to tank a deal with Iran.
Number 2.
There was a shooting in a Miami, Oklahoma apartment complex last night. The individual believed to be responsible has been detained, and police assured the public there is no ongoing threat.
Number 1.
Liberty Utilities electric customers are going to start seeing higher bills starting August 3rd after the Missouri Public Service Commission approved their phased-in rate increase request. Liberty wants to collect an additional $97 million over 3 years, which equates to a 16% increase in your total monthly bill over that same period.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
Trump will be issuing his primetime address tonight at 8 local time. News Talk KZRG, we will be carrying it live on our airwaves. What do you hope he will talk about? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page, News Talk KZRG on Facebook. What do you hope Trump will talk about during his primetime speech? Coming up, Sean Hannity's Morning Minute. You can tune in to Sean every single weekday starting at 2. Right after Clay Travis and Buck Sexton at 11. Right after Chris Plant at 9. On FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. And on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Temperatures will heat up into the weekend. For this Thursday, a partly to mostly cloudy sky. There may be a shower thunderstorm moving in during this afternoon with a high near 88 and a heat index into the 90s. The clearing will follow overnight with a low of 72. After early sunshine to begin Friday, there may be some afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high of 91. The heat index tomorrow into the upper 90s. Then a sunny and hot weekend. The high on Saturday near 93. And an even hotter Sunday to wrap up the weekend with a high near 97. I'm Jeff Marr in the KZRG Storm Center.
You work hard, follow the rules, and get absolutely slammed by taxes. Your paycheck taxed, your property taxed, everything you buy taxed. Missouri's tax system isn't broken, it's rigged.
Good morning, everybody. Tony, good morning. Tony said ultimately the employer can fire whoever they want. Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, do you think it would be fair, Tony, if they fired all Christians just for being Christian? If you showed up to work with a cross necklace, you weren't shoving it down anyone's throat, you weren't talking about it, but if they just knew that you were Christian, you don't get a job anymore. Do you think that's fair? I mean, I personally don't. I don't think that's fair at all.
Also, the ones that are on certain paid leaves or unpaid leaves, like the ones that are having babies, that's federal law.
That is federal law. Exactly.
That's against the law to let them go because
these are protected. It's protected medical leave. Absolutely.
That's right.
Or let's say, you're above the age of 55, and they go, well, old people are slow and they don't work hard.
That's age discrimination.
That's age discrimination. Sorry, you don't get a job even though you've worked for this company for 30 years, but now that you're 58, sorry, you're fired. No pension, no nothing. You're out on the can. That's it. Like, that doesn't really seem fair at all. So I respectfully, I disagree, Tony. Austin. Bill, good morning to you, sir. Austin said, I don't think it's socialism just to require a vote from the people to do increases. Yes, Austin, I do agree with that. Here's where, to me, it gets a little, they can fire you for being a Republican legally. What?
I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that either. I'll look into that, Austin, because I'm not sure about that. That's crazy. Here's the thing, though, Austin, with a vote of the people thing. I agree with you on the basis, but considering it is a corporation, that would be like saying if Walmart, a private company, I think they're publicly traded, but whatever, still a private corporation more or less, if they want to increase prices, we the people have to vote on it. Like, is that not telling a private corporation what they have to do? And so again, I don't like Liberty Utilities. I don't like what they're doing. But if you are requiring a vote of the people for the way a private company operates, how is that any different than grocery prices can't go up unless we vote on it? You mom and pop shop, if you own a local retailer, you own a local hardware store, you're not allowed to raise your prices unless everyone votes on it. Or you, the local landowner that owns property that rents to people, you're not allowed to raise your rent prices unless the people vote on it. I mean, that is a socialist wet dream. Right? That's what they've been fighting for. That's what rent control is. That's what price control is. That's what all that is. That's what Bernie Sanders has been fighting for. And again, I don't like liberty, but wouldn't that be a form of that? Wouldn't that start the slippery slope? Political ideology isn't protected as far as I'm aware. Oh. Can someone be fired from their job just for being a Republican. Let's check it out. I will switch you over to Sean, and I'm not dodging this topic, Austin. Let me get back to you on it.
Graham, I've learned a lot about his health. I really don't feel comfortable sharing what I know. Let's put it this way. He had issues with blockage, his heart. He had other issues related with clotting. I'm just being very, very obscure here. However, when you have an aorta dissection, which it appears what the preliminary report of his autopsy says, that is honestly separate and unrelated, except it probably means that Lindsey, if he was around, I'd be so mad at him because he's not at all paying attention to his health, and had he paid more attention, maybe, he'd be alive today.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
So our friends at Consumer Reports just did a massive survey of all of the wireless brands in America, and only one company received 5 out of 5 stars in every category. And by the way, it should not surprise you, that honor goes to Pure Talk. Coverage, 5 stars. Support, 5 stars. Value, 5 stars. Data. Now, there is literally no reason that you're paying inflated prices for big wireless companies when you get superior service like I get from my veteran-owned company, Pure Talk. And the average family, they're saving over $1,000 a year. And don't forget, right now, Pure Talk is matching donations dollar for dollar until they hit $250,000 for America's Warriors Partnership, who are on the front lines of supporting our veterans. Make the switch. It's simple. It's fast. It's easy. You dial pound 250. You say the keyword save now, pound 250, keyword save now from America's wireless company, a veteran-owned company, Pure Talk.
Hey, join me, Sean Hannity, every weekday, 2 to 5. It's all happening right here on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. It is also campaign season. The midterms just around the corner with the primaries even closer. And if you want to get to know the things you will be voting on, whether they be amendments or individuals representing you in state and local government, you can go to newstalkkzrg.com/elections to go to our elections hub, where it has all that information for you: sample ballots, amendment language, who is running for what seats are up for grabs. All that good stuff can be found totally for free at newstalkkzrg.com/elections.
Going to be possibly wet today before 3 o'clock this afternoon. Partly sunny with a high of 89. Could feel like as high as 96. We're going to talk to KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr. That'll be at 7:25 this morning on News Talk KZRG.
The 4 states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin, a free service of Zimmer Market. It's 7 o'clock.
Iran keeps targeting U.S. bases in neighboring countries. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Incoming fire reported again in Kuwait. Iran also launched missiles and drones into Bahrain and Jordan, retaliating for 2 more waves of U.S. bombings, first during the day and then 6 hours at night. President Trump warns it could get worse next week, taking out their bridges and power plants if Iran doesn't return to nuclear negotiations.
They do want to settle. We'll find out whether or not we settle with them or we just finish it off.
The president's also thanking Iran on Truth Social for what he calls a goodwill gesture.
For the first time since this Iran war started, the Iranians have released an American citizen who had been interrogated and hit with an exit ban. Her name is Dina Karari, and her lawyer is telling us this would not have happened but for the extraordinary and relentless efforts of President Donald Trump. Dina is now safe and traveling back to the United States. According to the Foley Foundation, now this is the first American release since September of 2023. 3 Americans taken captive there since 2025. About 5 Americans still wrongly detained.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. The rain keeps pouring down in South Texas, causing flooding, leading to water rescues. It got worse overnight in Uvalde, where Fox Weather's Robert Ray is out near a road underwater.
This emergency vehicle, I'm going to get splashed bad. Just going by. Wow, he is moving at a good clip right there. And they are trying to get to people. But all of this water moving across this bridge and overtaking. This town is essentially shut down until this water recedes. Tornado warnings in the middle of the night. And last night between 1 and 3 a.m., at least 6 inches of rain falling amid thunder and lightning. Terrible scenarios here in Hill Country.
Smoke from wildfires in Canada and Minnesota keeps spreading.
It's hazy and gray here in Cleveland. The smell of the smoke is very strong. You can't miss it. And the Midwest and the Northeast are expected to see the thickest smoke today.
Fox Weather's Katie Byrne. Their air quality alerts Minnesota to Maryland. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG topping out at 88 today. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr. Following sports, that'll be at 7:08. It's cloudy at 70 in Neosho, 72 in Pittsburgh, 71 in Carl Junction, 71 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9 AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, News Talk, KZRG. There will be no turning back the clock if the House of Representatives has its way.
Well, they passed a bill that would make daylight saving time permanent. It has to pass through the Senate first, but we're hearing that Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton may block it, citing potential harm to school kids commuting in the dark and people working outdoors in the early morning without sunlight. Now, if you remember back in 1974, the U.S. did experiment with year-round daylight saving time to combat the oil crisis. December of 73, approval for the change was at 79%, but then those dark winter mornings, it dropped to 42% just 3 months later, prompting a reversal. I'm Cy Albright from News Talk KZRG.
Are aliens among us? Southwest Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson wants to hear more from a doctor who claims he treated an injured alien.
What I found interesting is that he said that the alien didn't speak to him, obviously, but he could sense from the alien that it was grateful, but also that the alien was, in essence, placating us, that it thought it was almost cute that we were trying to provide health care for it. They've got a lot to risk. I mean, when you have someone who's a surgeon, who's a medical professional, who could lose his license, he could lose his ability to practice.
Burleson says this specific incident happened in Brazil 30 years ago, and he has requested records from the FBI and CIA on it.
Maybe after the records were received, they found out he just wanted to phone home. They spied on him. Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley wants the Biden DOJ and special counsel Jack Smith to be investigated.
I mean, listen, I've had my text messages, did have my text messages by him scooped up, read. Who knows what he did with them. I've had my cell phone monitored. He tracked my incoming calls, my outgoing calls. He tracked my metadata. He tracked my location. I mean, Lord knows what else.
Hawley says that Jack Smith also spied on ordinary Americans, and it's wrong. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Clouds 71, going on 705. News Talk, KZRG.
30 years in prison for a child sex offender. 56-year-old James Roper of Aurora given that sentence this week after he pled guilty to having explicit images of kids on his phone. A teen girl also told investigators that Roper would give her gifts in exchange for sexual encounters.
Now, we've all been bridge jumping before, right? Yeah, we have, haven't we? Well, a man from Miami, Oklahoma was allegedly drunk when he jumped into the Neosho River on Tuesday evening, prompting a full-blown emergency response. Now, while he was not hurt, Miami police say that just because something is fun does not mean it's smart. Here's audio from the officer's body cam.
Why'd you jump off the bridge?
I didn't. I was underneath the bridge. They didn't see me jump off the bridge.
You're just swimming in blue jeans.
Yeah, so I've been down here fishing, trying to catch fish.
Where's your fishing equipment?
I ain't got none. All right, I jumped off the bridge. Here's me. I did a backflip. You should have seen it. It was awesome.
I give him a score of 10. The 47-year-old was arrested for public intoxication, also cited for jumping into the water. Well, the Webb City Little Leaguers, they're still playing ball, according to Joe Morgan.
The Web City 16U All-Stars are keeping their season alive after an absolute thriller of a state championship series. After dropping Game 1, Web City bounced back with a nail-biting 16-15 win in Game 2. That forced a winner-take-all finale where the bats completely caught fire. The All-Stars plated 9 runs in the final frame for a massive walk-off 24-23 victory. Now the Senior Little League state champs are shifting their focus to the regional tournament in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. They're currently looking to partner with local businesses and community supporters to help fund the trip. Meanwhile, big congratulations to a pair of Lamar track and field athletes who are officially junior Olympic bound. Lamar High School senior Taryn Williams and 10-year-old Maverick Stout have both qualified for the big stage. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn on South Main Street in Galena. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Joe Morgan.
Next news at 7:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Partly to mostly cloudy this morning. There may be an occasional afternoon thunderstorm with a high of 88. The heat index into the 90s. Overnight clear down to 72. A few afternoon thunderstorms may pop up on Friday with a high near 93 degrees. I'm Jeff Marr in the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service of Millwood Co. Roofing and Construction. When severe weather hits, choose the professionals at Millwood to repair and protect your roof and everything under it. For details and to receive a quote, visit millwoodcojoplin.com.
Clean sweep so far this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 70 in Neosho, 72 in Pittsburgh, 71 in Columbus, 71 in Joplin. News Talk, KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 7:08.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's BALD plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I'm focused on reducing taxes for Kansans. You should keep more. My BALD plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. Author of the BALD Plan to Decrease Property Taxes. Conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more. Paid for by Schwab for Governor, Jim Felter, Treasurer.
We buy guns, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes. We are the best. Oh yes, we buy guns. Oh yes.
This is Liberty Tree Guns, the best place to sell your firearms. Walk in with a gun. Walk out with money.
We buy guns. Oh yes, we buy guns. Oh yes, we are the best. Oh yes, we buy guns. Oh yes.
Liberty Tree Guns. Across from Lowe's in Carthage. Or visit libertytreeguns.com to start your quote today.
We buy guns. Oh yes, we buy guns. Oh yes, we are the best. Oh yes.
Shh, here it comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money, getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have helped American heroes ever since. Heroes like United States Navy Chief Shannon Kent. Kent was killed in a suicide bombing, leaving behind her husband, Joseph, their 2 kids, Tunnel to Towers honored her sacrifice and paid off the family mortgage, giving them security forever. Donate $11 a month. Maybe you have a car to donate, land to donate. Please go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
The latest is always heard on News Talk, KZRG. Broadcasting from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio, this is News Talk KZRG. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG. KZRG News Time 7:11. Joining us live here in Studio 1Z is Cheryl Perkins. She's running to represent District 160 in Missouri at Jefferson City. 160 covers the Neosho, Granby, Diamond areas. Cheryl, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Cheryl, for those in the 4 states area that might not be familiar with you, might not know about your background, introduce yourself to us.
All right, I'm Cheryl Perkins. I am the Newton County Assessor, and I have been in the Assessor's Office for 23 years, so lots of government background. The last 10 years, I have been your elected assessor, and through that, many challenges have always come across the desk, but in 2025 was the biggest challenge and the most noted challenge. That, if you remember, that was the year that the State Tax Commission came after all the assessors to implement a large increase on your taxes. I was one of the few that stood firm and said, no, we're not doing that. We're going to do it my way, and I held my ground.
Yeah, and that was a very crazy year because it was the state government that was after you.
Correct. The State Tax Commission was after me and on many other, and anywhere from 10 to a 14.9% increase on your real estate values.
Yeah. It's Cheryl Perkins. She's running to represent District 160 of Missouri in Jefferson City. So, Cheryl, in your experience in the assessor's office, in your mind, what skills did you garner there that you feel would be transferable to represent District 160 in Jefferson City in the House?
I feel going to Jeff City with my experience, I'll be taking all those 23 years of assessor experience, real estate taxation, personal property taxation, and general insight of the State Tax Commission, and knowing how these features all work, how they run, what's the high, what's the low, what do we need to protect the homeowner, but yet not let any of the taxing entities lose money on their side. We've got to get values where they're supposed to be, and there's a way of doing it. We've just got to get it implemented.
Right, exactly. Cheryl Perkins running for Representative 160 that covers the Neosho, Granby, Diamond areas in Jefferson City. Another major question everybody always wants to know when people are running for office is simply why? Why are you running? What inspired you?
What got me actually into the frying pan that I'm in right now is when I stood my ground in Jefferson City, or when I stood my ground here, I was asked to go to Jefferson City multiple times because the news media, KZRG, KSN, everybody started putting me in the spotlight, interviewing me, and that all got to all the representatives, all the assessors across the state, and I was invited multiple times to come up, speak on my behalf, tell my story, and help them find situations and ways to fix this. Through all of that, they've learned me, they've learned my backbone, they've learned my story, and I was getting calls all the time. You know, we need you up here, we need you, you've got to run. We need your strength and your backbone, your experience. You've got to come to Jefferson City. Everybody knows your name. We need you here now. And the person who finally got me to agree to do it was a representative who was a former assessor. He terms out this year, so the House of Representatives will not have an experienced assessor in there to help with these bills. So if they don't understand the whole process of assessment, they can't fix the problem.
Right. KZRG News Time 7:15, and it's Cheryl Perkins. She's running to represent District 160, which covers Neosho, Granby, Diamond, in the Missouri State House of Representatives in Jeff City. So, Cheryl, if elected to represent 160, let's say you get to Jeff City, what would your top 3 priorities be? What's something that you want to really bring into the fight here?
The first one will be, of course, fixing the taxation on our real estate, getting that fixed. I really believe in that 5% cap. What that will do is it will allow the assessors to get the values where they need to be, and we need them at the 90 to 110%, not the 110. I don't believe in that one, but we need them to be in the 90 percentile, so that if a natural disaster comes along, you don't want FEMA to pay you the value that the assessor has on the books for your home. You want actual value to be able to rebuild your house. So we need to fix that, and that's like my top priority is just getting that fixed. We need to get the state tax commission. There is a bill running now that actually puts experienced people in there. They won't be state tax commission. They will be state assessor commission. So they will have to be experienced commissioners and not the ones we have now that are just, one's a termed out legislator, one was a county collector, and one was a senator that they didn't want in their county, so they got him pushed over to state tax commission. There's no experience there. There's nobody for us to go to anymore. The ones that had experience are gone. We need to get that bill going too. That's a really nice bill that they've got started. Neither of those passed at the end, so I'm hoping I can get in there and dig my feet in and help get those going. And then the third, we need to help with the medical profession. We need some mental hospitals. We need some rural doctors that people can go to that can't do the drive to Joplin all the time. We need those kind of issues looked at and fixed. Those are my top ones.
Yeah. It's Cheryl Perkins. She's running to represent District 160 in the Missouri State House of Representatives. That district covers Neosho, Granby, Diamond areas. Cheryl, the other big thing that I wanted to talk to you about this morning, we had polled our listeners, asked what is the biggest local issue to you? And bar none, the number one top response was concerns of data centers. And this has been a touchy subject in Southwest Missouri for a long time now. What are your thoughts on the data center issue?
That is a very touchy one, but my thoughts and feeling on it are we have plenty of blighted properties in Missouri, in Kansas, just right across the line that if they had to put a data center in, we've already got, 91 in Missouri? And if they had to put in another one, why don't they go to those blighted areas? My thought is they need to be somewhere not in our good farmlands where they're taken away from our farmers and our cattle and all that. Put them in a blighted area if we have to have more that nobody can live at. The ground's contaminated. We got Pitcher, Oklahoma. Or is it Oklahoma or Kansas?
Pitcher, Oklahoma, yeah.
So we've got that ground that you can't live there because the land's contaminated. So why can't we have something like that there? We don't need them pulling our water because Joplin already has a water crisis. That's why we're getting the reservoir from American Water in Newton County. Newton County has a water problem. We can't afford to have the water taken from the people to put into a data center. There's the waste. Where's all that going? There's just so many questions on the board with a data center that, do we need them? I don't know. They say we do. I don't know. I'm not that technology tech. But we don't need them in our backyard. We don't need them next to houses. There's plenty of other areas to go to.
Yeah. It's Cheryl Perkins. She's running to represent District 160 in Jefferson City in the Missouri State House of Representatives. That district covers the Neosho, Granby, Diamond areas. Cheryl, if you had an elevator pitch for voters as to why they should vote Cheryl Perkins for District 160, what would that elevator pitch be?
My first one would be, I have a job to finish. Send me to Jefferson City. I'm going to continue to protect you the way I've done for the last 23 years. We're going to get the values corrected with real estate. We're going to get the taxes straight, and we're going to get you protected. And I will always be right there available in Jefferson City as I am in Newton County.
Excellent. Cheryl, if people want to learn more about you, your stances, your campaign, your efforts, where can they go?
I have a website at CherylPerkins.com. And remember, Cheryl spelled with an E at the end, so it's CherylPerkins.com. My history, my background, my family, all of that's on there. And, of course, there's a Facebook page, and you can always call me. I'm available.
Excellent. Cheryl Perkins, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
We'll talk to you again soon. KZRG News Time, 7:20.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
Vice President J.D. Vance told Joe Rogan that some in the Israeli government want our not war with Iran to go on indefinitely. He also claims that there are discreet, extremely well-funded foreign influence campaigns being funneled to tank the deal with Iran.
Number 2.
There was a shooting at a Miami, Oklahoma apartment complex last night. The individual believed to be responsible has been detained, and police assured the public there is no ongoing threat to the public. News Talk KZRG will have details as they become available.
Number 1.
Liberty Utilities electric customers will be seeing higher bills starting August 3rd. This after the Missouri Public Service Commission approved their phased-in rate increase request. Liberty wants to collect an additional $97 million over 3 years, which equates to a 16% increase to your total monthly bill over that period.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
President Donald Trump will be giving a primetime speech to the nation tonight at 8 local time. News Talk KZRG. We will be airing it live. What do you hope he will discuss? What do you hope his speech will cover? Leave us an open mic message on the KZRG app or text us at 417-782-1310. Coming up, a look at weekday weather. That's in less than 5 minutes on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Temperatures will heat up into the weekend. For this Thursday, a partly to mostly cloudy sky. There may be a shower thunderstorm moving in during this afternoon with a high near 88 and a heat index into the 90s. The clearing will follow overnight with a low of 72. After early sunshine to begin Friday, there may be some afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high of 91. The heat index tomorrow into the upper 90s. Then a sunny and hot weekend. The high on Saturday near 93. And an even hotter Sunday to wrap up the weekend with a high near 97. I'm Jeff Marr in the KZRG Storm Center.
Uh-oh, the power's out. My phone's at 2%.
Everyone, stay calm.
Daniel, you're the only one screaming.
I know. I can't find my flashlight, beef jerky, or emergency storm Crocs.
Dad must have found everything, because now he's in there negotiating with the breaker box. Mom's hiding by the refrigerator trying to keep the cold air from escaping. Your point? We're not losing a single chicken nugget.
Wait, what's that beautiful sound?
The lights are back. The air conditioner is working. The nuggets are saved.
Folks, summer storms around here can knock your power out faster than Jenna can empty the snack cabinet.
Hey!
And the heat can make your house feel hotter than going down the metal slide in elementary school.
That's why IPOC Electric and Solar installs dependable whole home generators so your family stays cool, comfortable, and powered up when
Austin, hopefully you're still here. It looks like you are. Your comment about people being able to be fired for being Republicans, I looked it up. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, and it's very complicated. So much so, I have instructed Joe Morgan to get me a list of local wrongful termination lawyers. We're going to have someone on the show. We're going to talk about that. Because you're not wrong at all, but it's a little more complicated than that, but it's very fascinating. We're gonna have a guest on the morning show about it. Thank you very much for that, Austin. It was great.
Let's take a break.
Good idea.
Hey, Tom, what are you doing on that Amendment 4?
You know, we fought for our freedom and rights. I'm not giving them away without a fight.
4 takes them?
That's exactly what 4 does. For over 100 years, Missouri voters have used our constitutional power to act when the politicians refused. I'll be darned if I'm voting to pass on less freedom and power to my kids.
And doesn't 4 also kill majority rule?
Yup. Creates minority rule, where just 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one Missouri congressional district that block any citizen-led reform, making it nearly impossible to pass common-sense conservative citizen ballot measures.
That's crazy town stuff.
And we've needed our citizen ballot measure power to pass some big conservative stuff, like outlawing tax hikes without voter approval, lobbyist reforms, and term limits for career politicians.
No way I'm letting a tiny fraction of liberals derail our conservative power. I'm no on Amendment 4.
Hard no on 4.
Petty 4 buttons are inch prepare governance.
Mom!
Yeah?
Where does the bath drain go?
Why?
I was given my favorite Lego man a bath, and he went down the drain, so I sent a guy in after
flush that bowl and it makes you frown. Spring River makes that drain go down.
Hi, this is Nathan Terry. Let Spring River Drain and Sewer take the stress out of clogged pipes and backed up sewer lines. Whether it's toys, grease, roots, or years of buildup, our team has the tools and experience to clear the problem fast. And we do it right the first time. We charge flat rate pricing, not by the hour, so you know the price before we even show up. Call Spring River Drain and Sewer and get started on fixing your sewer or drains today. Schedule an appointment at springriverdrain.com, and remember,
Spring River makes that drain go down.
This is Buck Sexton. Join me and Clay Travis every weekday from 11 till 2 right here on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Chilly today, hot going further. This is Steve Scott along with KZRG meteorologist Jeff Maher.
Boy, you aborted that joke real fast, huh?
I did not do the joke on air. I did it off the air, but Jeff is joining us. Jeff, it's kind of like the old joke. I'll go ahead and do it since we just talked about it. Chilly today and hot tamale.
Yeah, hot tomorrow, tamale, however you want to say it. And then really hot as we head into the weekend. We're going to climb into the upper 90s starting on Sunday, continuing into the early part of next week.
Yeah, so what are we looking like today? I mean, are we going to have these temperatures to stick around at least for today that are a little bit cooler?
Yeah, a little bit closer to average, certainly today and tomorrow before we heat it up for the weekend. But today, an increase in cloud cover. We'll have an occasional shower thunderstorm developing as we hit a high around 88 degrees, which is a couple degrees below average for this portion of July. And then clearing tonight down to 72. A little bit hotter tomorrow after early sunshine. Some thunderstorms may develop during the afternoon as we hit 91. The heat index tomorrow into the upper 90s, adding the humidity. Rain tapers off tomorrow evening, then clearing late tomorrow night with a low of 74. And then mercury on the rise for the weekend. Sunny up to 93 Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, high pressure is going to settle in. The end result will be sunshine each afternoon and high temperatures climbing into the upper 90s.
All right. So warm, 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 and more warm, basically.
Yeah, warm, hot, miserable.
Great. What a really looking forward to that.
Yes, sorry to be the bearer of hotter temperatures. But, hey, fall will be around the corner before we know it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, excellent. Well, Jeff, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for that insight. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Sounds great. Have a good day, guys. Thanks.
As to you, good sir. That was a look at weekday weather with KZRG's meteorologist Jeff Maher here on News Talk KZRG. Hey, by the way, don't forget, it is in fact election season. We just spoke with Cheryl Perkins. She's running to represent District 160 in the Missouri State House of Representatives. District 160, that covers Neosho, Granby, Diamond, those sort of areas. And if you are curious to yourself, well, who's she running against? What other seats are up for grabs? Hey, what's all this talk about Amendment 4 and Amendment 5? What are those amendments? Well, if you want all that information, we have it all in one single unified place for free for you. It is the KZRG Election Hub, the Election HQ, if you want to call it, Election Headquarters, whatever you want to call it. It's free, it's available, it's live, it's active, it is for you. Go to newstalkkzrg.com/elections. Or if you don't want to do that, just go to Google, type in KZRG Elections Hub, Elections HQ, Elections Headquarters, anything like that. Use buzzwords. Google will find it for you. It'll be the top result, we promise. Click on that, and it has all the information about who's running, for what seats they're running, what party they're affiliated with. Are they an independent? Are they a Republican? Are they a Democrat? It says that. It has the sample ballots. It has the ballot language. It has the full amendment, so Amendment 5, having to do with the state income tax if for Missouri. If you're curious about what that amendment actually says, it's all there for you. You can read it yourself, pour through the data yourself if you care to. All for free on KZRG's Election Hub. Coming up in less than 2 minutes, an update on America's missile reserves. Good morning.
At 7:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I am Ted Bojorquez.
And here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
Senate confirmation hearing.
U.S. needs more missiles.
Ukraine war update.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG, topping out at 88 for today. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Jeff Maher following sports at 7:38. It's cloudy. It's 70 in Neosho, 72 in Pittsburgh, 71 in Galena, 71 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG.
The Senate holding a confirmation hearing for Todd Blanche to become the next Attorney General after Pam Bondi had stepped down.
The stakes are high as Todd Blanche needs the support of every Republican on the Senate Judiciary Committee to advance to the full Senate. He's touting this record of the Trump administration as he signals how he will lead the Justice Department.
Murders are down roughly 20% nationwide. We have the lowest murder rate since 1900. Violent crime arrests are up nearly 114%.
But he also faced some tough questions from both sides of the aisle. He was pressed on the president's settlement with the IRS, which originally included a nearly $1.8 billion fund to pay people who applied and believed the government was weaponized against them.
President Trump pushing defense contractors to pick up the pace of production.
Renewed airstrikes against Iran the past several days is renewing concerns in some circles about U.S. stockpiles of critical weapons systems. President Trump told a conference of defense contractors and tech companies in Pennsylvania.
If you look at the Patriot missile, if you look at the Tomahawk, which is the offensive, if you look at all of the things that are better, we have to make them faster. That's the only thing.
An analysis in May forecasted defense contractors could need as much as 3 years to replenish stockpiles depleted in strikes against Iran. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Russian strikes kill 14 in Ukraine, but Moscow's own oil tankers now coming under attack.
Ukrainian officials say 3 people were killed in a massive drone and missile strike on the Black Sea port of Odessa. Deaths also reported in the northeast, south and southeast as Russia continues its campaign of bombardment. Ukraine, meanwhile, says its drones have hit dozens of Russian vessels in recent days, including 23 oil tankers. The ships are being used to transport Russian oil despite international sanctions. In Kyiv, the Ukrainian government's undergoing a major reshuffle with the Prime Minister and Defense Minister both being replaced. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Clouds, 71, 733, News Talk, KZRG.
Multiple charges now filed against a man from Missouri in southeast Kansas. Steve Smith, what's going on?
42-year-old Cristobal Freddy Lopez Monet is charged with attempted aggravated human trafficking, electronic solicitation, attempted commercial sexual exploitation of a child, and unlawful use of a communication facility. Crawford and Bourbon County Sheriffs, the KBI, the E3 Ranch Foundation, and Pittsburgh Police set up a sting operation to take Lopez down. He's currently being held without bond in the Crawford County Jail. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
It's called Jomo Jammin', and it's coming to the Leggett and Platt Green at the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin, Friday and Saturday, July 24th and 25th. Gates going to open at 6 p.m. on both nights. Tickets are $10 a day plus fees, or $15 plus fees for both days. Performers include Isaac Kenneth, Covington Creek, and Hunter Hathcote. That'll be on Friday. The Swallowtails, Stepmom, and the Hips on Saturday. Love that name. You can read more about it inside the KZRG app.
You love stepmoms, huh, Steve?
Yeah. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Cloud 71, 735, News Talk KZRG.
Webb City workers will be coming around this week in Webb City to pick up storm debris and natural vegetation. They will not be picking up commercial wood, siding, shingles, or anything like that. So please move the debris to the curbside and not on the gutter or the street. Please cut that storm debris to 5-inch sections or smaller. Residents of Webb
5 foot.
5 foot, excuse me, thank you. Residents of Webb City can haul their storm debris and natural vegetation to the city's limb yard, which can be found at the wastewater treatment plant, which is on North Madison. This is happening, they're open Monday through Sunday from 9 in the morning to 6 in the evening.
Lumberjacks from around the world are gathering in Wisconsin to see who's going to be named the best of the best.
More than 100 competitors are in Hayward, Wisconsin for the 66th annual Lumberjack World Championships. They'll compete for titles in chopping, sawing, speed pole climbing, boom running, and log rolling. This year's field of men and women features defending champions, world record holders, and international standouts. There's also a festival with family-friendly activities and interactive experiences, as well as a chance to meet the athletes. Competition begins today, and the finals are set for Saturday. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Webb City Little Leaguers are still playing baseball, Joe Morgan says.
The Webb City 16U All-Stars are keeping their season alive after an absolute thriller of a state championship series. After dropping Game 1, Webb City bounced back with a nail-biting 16-15 win in Game 2. That forced a winner-take-all finale where the bats completely caught fire. The All-Stars plated 9 runs in the final frame for a massive walk-off 24-23 victory. Now the Senior Little League state champs are shifting their focus to the regional tournament in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. They're currently looking to partner with local businesses and community supporters to help fund the trip. Meanwhile, big congratulations to a pair of Lamar track and field athletes who are officially junior Olympic bound. Lamar High School senior Taryn Williams and 10-year-old Maverick Stout have both qualified for the big stage. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn on South Main Street in Galena. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news, 8 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Temperatures will heat up into the weekend. For this Thursday, a partly to mostly cloudy sky. There may be a shower thunderstorm moving in during this afternoon with a high near 88 and the heat index into the 90s. The clearing will follow overnight with a low of 72. After early sunshine to begin Friday, there may be some afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high of 91. The heat index tomorrow into the upper 90s. Then a sunny and hot weekend. The high on Saturday near 93. And an even hotter Sunday to wrap up the weekend with a high near 97. I'm Jeff Marr in the KZRG Storm Center.
No rain showing up this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 70 in Neosho, 72 in Pittsburgh, 71 in Carthage, 71 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 7:38.
It's truly a rare leader in politics today, an elected official who stands up to the rich and powerful special interests and remains committed to us, our values, our freedom, and best financial future. Folks in Jasper and Newton counties have such a rare, true-to-the-core conservative leader in State Senator Jill Carter. State Senator Jill Carter stood up for us, even when it meant refusing to buckle to the powerful establishment. Jill Carter refused to vote to drastically raise our sales taxes without a vote of the people. Jill grew up here, knows us, and knows we don't want a bunch of new and higher taxes to add even more stress to our family budgets. So call Jill, or when you see her around town, thank Senator Jill Carter for refusing to vote for the largest tax increase on folks like us in Missouri history. In sincere appreciation for Senator Jill Carter's rare leadership and action to protect taxpayers, this message is paid for by My Missouri.
This summer, one backyard had everything. Burgers on the grill, kids running through sprinklers, fire pit glowing. Until the mosquitoes arrived. Suddenly, everyone's swatting. The dog won't stop scratching. The cookout moved inside. Fire pit abandoned. It was the summer that should have been. Until one family fought back and called Bug Away Pest Control.
Hey, it's Doug and Rory from Bug Away Pest Control. Don't let backyard pests cancel your summer plans. Let Bug Away Pest Control use powerful, pet-friendly treatments to treat your yard and stop those pests from returning. We are the only place you can get Doug and Rory's pest-free guarantee. Swim, barbecue, and enjoy your backyard this summer without the fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes. Remember, if you don't see our logo, it's a no-go. Learn how we can help with your pest problems at bugawaypc.com. We do exactly what we say. We keep the bugs away.
Customer satisfaction is our #1 goal at Bug Away Pest Control.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Who is here? Rick is here. Good morning to you, good sir Rick.
Hey, Rick-a-roni.
Good sir Rick. Jody, we got the Queen's Way for Jody. I'm very behind on this conversation. I'm very sorry.
Sorry, heck, you're pathetic.
That's what they say. Yeah, I'm very behind. To me, it sounds as ridiculous. Canadian. If you legally have no competition, then you have no checks on prices. Walmart is competition, so they don't just increase the prices when they build a new Walmart. Monopolies, there are no real checks. Yeah, I agree with you on the monopoly point, Austin. That point, that specific point, I do agree on. All right, I'll read the rest. I apologize. We're going live here.
From 5 to 8 on FM 102.9, 105.9, and AM 1310. News Talk KZRG.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning Newswatch on News Talk KZRG.
I wish the high temperatures of today would stick around for a few days, but unfortunately they will not. Today we're expecting partly sunny with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 3 o'clock this afternoon. And the high of 88, heat index values as high as 96. That's what it could feel like if it gets that way. Then for tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Afternoon, sunny with a high of 91, and the heat index values as high as 99 for tomorrow. Then it's going to get hotter. Sunny and hot on Saturday, 93. Sunny and hotter, 97 on Sunday. Monday, sunny, hot with highs near 100. And boy, if the humidity's factored in, I bet you it's going to be even feeling like it's hotter than that. That according to KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr.
KZRG News Time after 7:40. Well, we had this in the last newscast, but in case you missed it, pretty fun little event coming to the Joplin area. Connect to Culture. They are once again bringing back their Jomo Jammin' Music Festival. That's going to be taking place at the Harry M. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, which is located on West 7th Street in Joplin. It's that big white building that looks like it's from the future.
It is, isn't it?
Well, they built it in the past, so technically no.
Oh, okay.
In any case, this is a 2-day music festival that's coming to Joplin starting next Friday. It's being held on Friday, July 24th, and Saturday, July 25th, back-to-back. Now, both nights, doors will open at 6, and the show will begin at 7. Now, I will say this is not a free event. There is a $10 day pass entry fee, or you can get two one-day passes for $15. You can either buy 2 individual day passes, $10 each, that's $20, or you can buy the 2-day pass for $15, so save $5.
Yeah.
If you plan on going to both days. So it's pretty cool. I mean, this is something that started as kind of a small-time thing back in 2021, and it was originally launched pretty much just to highlight local artists, local bands, local music, regional music talent. And it was so successful that they brought it back the next year, and was so successful they made it a 2-day event, which is pretty sweet. And here we are in 2026, 5 years later, still rocking it. So I think that's actually pretty cool. Now, the festival, it's going to feature 3 bands on both nights, 3 one night, 3 the next night. So 3 next Friday, 3 next Saturday. They're all local music, local to the 4 states area. So not just Joplin bands, not just Webb City bands, so to speak. But you could come, bring your buds, bring your family, come hang out. It's pretty cool. Again, really, I think it's cool. I think it's a fun, kind of inspiring way to promote local art and also create an environment where people can hang out with each other. You can bring your friends and have a fun, or your coworkers, have a fun little workouting out at the outdoor section of the Harry M. Cornell Arts Complex in Joplin on 7th Street.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. So, of course, who's playing? Well, on Friday, there's Isaac Kenneth. He's from Seymour, Missouri. He's sort of like a country music style artist. There's also Covington Creek from Russellville, Arkansas.
It's Russellville, Arkansas.
I like Russellville, Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah. They're sort of a southern rock band. They got sort of that southern rock twain, country music, but it's definitely upbeat. They're pretty solid. I was listening to them last night. Then there's Hunter Hathcote from Ellington, Missouri. He's also sort of a country vibe. So on Friday, a lot of country music, a lot of country rock. Saturday, it's a little bit different. There's the Swallowtails. They're from Kansas City, Missouri. That band, they're sort of a rock, classical music pop. They're sort of like this amalgamation of noises. They're pretty good. I like them.
Now, how'd you describe the classical music pop?
Rock, They said that they are heavily influenced by rock, folk, pop, and classical music.
Oh, okay.
It's an amalgamation of noises, which really is the proper way to define any music.
That's true.
It's all
That's
just
true.
noises in a sort of a serenadic way.
Sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm. So they're going to be playing on Saturday, next Saturday. Then there's Steve's favorite band, Stepmom.
Yes.
They're from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and they are exactly the type of music that you would think a band called Stepmom would play. They are punk rock. So there you go.
Ooh, punk rock.
Punk rock.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Then there's the Hips. They're from Springfield, Missouri, and they play sort of like an EDM-y style rock band.
So in other words, they're hip.
It's hip to be square. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So details can be found at News Talk KZRG. That's kicking off next weekend. Should be fun. Looks like a good time. Something kicking off tonight. Tonight. President Donald Trump, he is going to be delivering a prime time speech tonight at 8 o'clock local time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock our time. That's going to be starting tonight. And News Talk KZRG, we're going to be covering it. We're going to be carrying it. So if you want to hear Donald Trump's primetime speech, you don't need to go, oh, where am I going to find it? I gotta subscribe to this, and I gotta log into that. No, all you got to do is tune into FM 102.9, 105.9, or AM 1310, or you can stream us live at newstalkkzrg.com, or if you have the KZRG app, pop that bad boy open, start streaming us at around 8 o'clock tonight local time, and you can hear Trump's live address to the nation. We technically don't know what he's going to be talking about, but he's pretty much come out and said he's going to be talking about election interference and election integrity and stuff.
And probably the SAVE Act, which has to deal with that.
Exactly. Will he bring up the 2020 elections again? Probably. Which, by the way, I will say this, small note. I don't understand that, bringing up the 2020 elections specifically for him. It seems specifically a bad idea for him. And here's why. Here's my theory. Here's my thinking on this. Let's say Trump is right. Let's say 100% the 2020 election was stolen and Trump is the rightful winner of the 2020 election. Well, then that would technically mean that he is now serving his third term, which as it currently stands is illegal. That might change, but it's currently illegal. So if Trump won 2016, and if we go with Trump's logic that he's correct, that he technically won 2020, that means his 2024 win is null and void, which means his current term would just end, right? So why would he want that? Why would he want that to be the case? He would just get booted out and not serve out the rest of his 2 years, no?
I can't wait until he gets to his 2028 term. I mean, he's already said, he's possibly going to run for the third term.
And if you go with his logic,
be his fourth in a way.
If you go with his logic that he won 2020, then it would be his fourth term. Exactly.
That's true. And Joe Biden doesn't remember who won the election.
Joe Biden doesn't know what the heck's going on. So that's the thing I just don't understand. I get the idea, like, if the election was rigged, yes, I think justice is in order, and I understand that is the call to action. But specifically for Donald Trump, it seems like a bad strategy to me. As a matter of fact, Democrats should be like, you got us. 2020 was rigged.
Oh, they'd never.
You won.
You
won 2020, which means you couldn't have won 2024, which means, sorry, you're not president anymore.
We messed up in 2020. That's what the Democrats should be saying.
Well, sure, yeah. So anyway, I don't. It just doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. Is he going to talk about it? Probably. He probably is. He also might be talking about Iran. I know that's a lot of stuff going on with Iran right now. Our ceasefire is pretty much over. J.D. Vance claimed yesterday that Israel, let me rephrase that, some members of the Israeli government are working really hard to make sure that we don't reach peace with Iran. J.D. Vance, the vice president, made that claim on, of all places, Joe Rogan just yesterday.
So the not war and the not ceasefire is not a misunderstanding of some memorandum of understanding.
J.D. Vance claims that there's a lot of foreign money and a lot of foreign influence campaigns, and he didn't say from what foreign nation, but he wink said Israel to make sure that we don't reach peace, because Israel does like that we're attacking Iran. We're doing their dirty work in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's true.
We really are.
That's true.
One way or another. And allegedly, we're starting to run out of missiles, too, for our own defensive stockpiles.
Which means, allegedly, they are probably running out of some because they get them from us.
Well, what I'm worried about is who are our... I mean, look, Iran is not a friend of the United States, and I don't like the Iranian regime either. I'm not necessarily opposed to what we're doing. But the fact of the matter is, it seems like we're not really doing it for us, so to speak.
That's true.
Kind of seems like we're doing it for everybody else. Like, oh, I don't know, the Strait of Hormuz, which is where a bunch of oil from the Middle East goes through. Do you know who uses that oil? Not America. We don't. Most of our oil, thanks to Donald Trump, is sourced domestically because we are now energy independent thanks to Trump, and we're now, in fact, energy dominant thanks to Trump. We don't get our oil from the Middle East. We get it from America. We get it from Canada. We get some from Venezuela. We do get like a small percentage from the Middle East, like technically.
How much from Mexico, I wonder?
We get a bunch from Mexico as well, exactly. So what do we care about the Strait of Hormuz? It's everybody else that should be pulling their weight on this. It sounds like we're doing all the work with Iran against, and nobody is helping us. In fact, all of our allies are calling us idiots for doing it, calling us jerks for doing it, making us feel bad. And on top of that, we are now have a missile depletion issue, which, by the way, if I'm China, I'm like, oh, yeah, I hope the United States fires all. I hope they fire all their missiles at not us, because guess what? We still got a lot of missiles.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going in for it, boys. Looks like they're weak now. So none of it makes sense. It just seems like all of this is for not America, is what it seems to me.
Yeah, I could understand your view.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome. And finally, we see something on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, wait,
Speaking
hold on.
of same page.
Yeah, hold on. Let me switch pages. Okay, now I'm on your page.
Oh, okay.
Steve Scott invites Ted to family game night tonight. Oh, that's the page I'm on. Is that?
No. Wrong page.
Looks like we're back on the wrong page again. KZRG News Time, 7:52.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
Vice President J.D. Vance told Joe Rogan that some in the Israeli government want our not war with Iran to go on indefinitely. He also claims there are discreet, extremely well-funded foreign influence campaigns being funded to tank a deal with Iran.
Number 2.
There was a shooting in a Miami, Oklahoma apartment complex last night. The individual believed to be responsible, detained. Police assuring the public that there's no ongoing threat.
Number 1.
Liberty Utilities electric customers are going to start seeing higher bills starting on August the 3rd. That after the Missouri Public Service Commission approved their phased-in rate increase request. Liberty wants to collect an additional $97 million over 3 years, which equates to a 16% increase in your total monthly bill over that period.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
Donald Trump will be making a primetime address to the nation tonight. News Talk KZRG, we will be carrying it. It is scheduled to start at 8 o'clock local time tonight. That's 9 o'clock Trumpy time in East Coast, but 8 o'clock local time. That's what it's scheduled to start. Who knows? They might be a little late. But either way, be tuned into News Talk KZRG. Our question today is, what do you hope he's going to be talking about? There's a lot of speculation as to what that speech will cover. What do you hope it will cover? Text us at 417-782-1310. Coming up, your chance to win a complimentary taco. Free chips and salsa from the award-winning Keto Tacos. Good morning.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Temperatures will heat up into the weekend. For this Thursday, a partly to mostly cloudy sky. There may be a shower thunderstorm moving in during this afternoon with a high near 88 and a heat index into the 90s. The clearing will follow over.
Yeah, Doc, I know it's a global market, and that's another problem I have with this, but we ran out of time, so I couldn't get into it. I've said this before, so I know that you know my stance on this. What was the point of America becoming energy independent? For us to pat ourselves on the back? For bragging rights? No, the point of us becoming energy independent is that our markets are independent of all the nonsense BS that's happening in the Middle East all the time. That was my understanding of the whole point of being energy independent. We don't have to rely on the Middle East and what they're doing. We don't have to rely on Russia and what they're doing. We don't have to rely on Europe. We rely on ourselves, our own hard work, and that's it. Obviously, that's not what's happening right now. So this goal of becoming energy independent was for who? For who? Wasn't for American citizens. It was for, I guess, big oil companies, American oil companies, which I'm glad they're winning. I would rather an American oil company do better than a Chinese or an Iranian oil company. But that's a false dichotomy because there's a third runner in this race, and that is us, the consumers. I want us to win. So obviously, there is a missing step here. We've become energy independent. We've achieved it. But the trickle-down economics of that clearly aren't hitting the American public. So we need to create a new step in between there. There needs to be an additional protection. I don't know what that is, to be honest. And I understand, Theodore Roosevelt's famous quote is complaining without offering solutions is just whining. And so in a way, yes, I am just whining about it. What I'm whining mostly about, though, is that nobody's talking about the fact that clearly there's a step missing with this energy independence thing. Because we're still clearly dependent on the international forces at B, in this case, Iran, and what's happening there. So it's very frustrating. The whole thing is very frustrating. But you are right, it is a global market. There's no question about that. Zero question indeed. What else do we have here? Ted, take it. Whoa, hold on. Let me read this. This is how I read your comment here, Doc. Ted, take a step back, buddy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses there, guy. Even if they show cheating in the 2020 election, and he should have won, he didn't do so. He wasn't the president making decisions, which makes his 2024 election actually his second term. Maybe. Maybe. I'm going to whine about a lot today. Yeah, me too.
The shop on Thunder Road in Dunawig, or find us online at bennettstrucktrailer.com.
Bennett's Truck and Trailer, the name fleets trust and the service drivers remember.
Zimmer Marketing is proud to partner with 2026 Zimmer Cares winner, Evan's Voice.
If your child received a threatening message tonight, what would they do? Would you know where to turn for help? Physical safety is easy to identify, but today's dangers don't always come from the streets. They often come through a screen. On January 3rd, 2024, 16-year-old Evan Bettler became a victim of an international sextortion scheme. Tragically, the experience led him to take his own life. Evan's parents turned their grief into action, creating Evan's Voice to educate families, raise awareness, and help prevent future tragedies. Through sharing Evan's story, providing resources for families, supporting victims, and advocating for stronger protections, Evan's Voice is helping parents, students, and communities understand the growing threat of online exploitation and sextortion. Learn more about Evan's Voice. Access resources for your family. Contact evansvoice.org for more information.
Zimmer Cares, helping local charities deliver their message to the hearts and minds of the 4 states.
If it makes the establishment nervous, we're talking about it. Hi, this is Vince Colonnese. Join me tonight at 8, right after Mark Levin on News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning Challenge.
Your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos.
To win, be the first on the phone with the correct answer to the question, 417-782-1310. 417-782-1310. Ted, what's the question?
Today's question is a geology question. I'm going to read you a definition, and you tell me what form of geology this definition describes. A piece of land that juts out into a larger body of water. This land is typically surrounded by water on 3 sides. What do you call that? What do you call that piece of land? 417-782-1310. I'll give you a hint. Think Florida. A piece of land that juts out into a larger body of water and is surrounded by water, typically on 3 sides. What is the geological term to describe that landmass? 417-782-1310. News Talk KZRG, what is your guess?
Peninsula.
Oh, that's exactly right. That is a peninsula. Who do we have here?
Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, what's your favorite radio station?
News Talk KZRG.
Oh, love to hear it, Jeff Areno. Love to hear it. Stay on the horn with us here, Jeff. We'll be with you in just a second, and you have just won a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos. Coming up after the news in less than 10 minutes at around 8:10, we're going to be joined by Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger. We're going to be talking to him about election integrity in Missouri. Good morning.
The 4 states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin, a free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 8 o'clock.
There's more damage done and more of Iran. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The U.S. on the offensive, firing deeper into Iran than it has in the past.
After 2 waves of bombings during the day and then 6 hours overnight, as Iran retaliates, firing missiles and drones into neighboring countries with American bases. And Fox's Mike Tobin also reports from Tel Aviv.
The propaganda ramps up on the streets of Tehran. One example of the propaganda, there's a mural of the late Senator Lindsey Graham with devil horns painted on his head. And there's another giant mural of President Trump in a coffin. President Trump was asked yesterday what he thought about these threats toward him. He says he doesn't spend much time thinking about them.
The Islamic Republic of Iran is not happy right now.
And as the president again warns, the bombing will get worse next week, targeting Iran's bridges and power plants if they don't return to negotiations. President Trump did thank Iran on Truth Social for setting a detained American free.
A joint American-Iranian citizen, Dina Karari, was banned from leaving Iran after traveling to visit her family in 2024. She faced charges of collaboration with a hostile state and espionage. According to her lawyer, Jared Genser, Karari was interrogated numerous times and suffered enormous physical and psychological hardship.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. There are Senate confirmation hearings today for the nominees to lead the TSA and Labor Department. A hearing resumes this hour for Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, who faced tough questions about the Trump IRS tax settlement and the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking files, but he won't be there this morning.
Here are some of the witnesses slated to appear at today's hearing. Blanche's supporters include former U.S. Attorney General John Ashcroft and Jennifer Bowes, an Angel mom. On the opposing side, there's Danny Besky, an Epstein survivor. The stakes are high as Blanche needs the support of every Republican on the Senate Judiciary Committee to advance to the full Senate.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. We just got an update to the economy showing a slowdown in shopping. Retail sales rose just 0.2% last month from May. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Topping out at 88 today. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr. Following sports, that'll be at 8:08. Clouds, 70 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 74 in Carl Junction, 74 in Joplin, AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. And on your smart speaker, News Talk, KZRG. They were just as surprised as you were.
Reaction from D&D Hardware near Racine, who says they too were caught off guard when federal agents were on their property Tuesday. While details still remain sparse, the feds aren't saying much. Agents did say, though, that the illegal commercialization of natural resources undermines lawful trade and damages American businesses. But D&D says they've got nothing to hide and that they conduct business legally. And a search warrant, of course, also served at Missouri Walnut in Neosho Tuesday as well. Some saying it could be related to the highly coveted black walnut tree. I'm Cy Albright, News on KZRG.
Well, your Liberty electric bill is going up starting August 3rd. The Missouri PSC approved the rate hike after they saw improvement in Liberty's customer service and billing practices. Rather than taking effect all at once, the increase will be spread over 3 years, with about 1/3 of it added each year. The overall increase is roughly $26 per month, or 16% more for the average consumer. There are stipulations Liberty must adhere to. All the details are in the KZRG app.
They spied on him. Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley wants the Biden DOJ and Special Counsel Jack Smith to be investigated.
I mean, listen, I've had my text messages, did have my text messages by him scooped up, read. Who knows what he did with them. I've had my cell phone monitored. He tracked my incoming calls, my outgoing calls. He tracked my metadata. He tracked my location. I mean, Lord knows what else.
Hawley says that Jack Smith also spied on ordinary Americans, and it's wrong. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310, Cloud 74, 804, News Talk, KZRG.
A child sex offender gets 30 years in prison. 56-year-old James Roper of Aurora given that sentence this week after he pled guilty to having explicit images of kids on his phone. A teen girl also told investigators that Roper would give her gifts in exchange for sexual encounters.
Well, we've all been bridge jumping before, right? We have, haven't we? Well, a man from Miami, Oklahoma was allegedly drunk when he jumped into the Neosho River on Tuesday evening, prompting a full-blown emergency response. While he was not hurt, Miami police say that just because something is fun, it doesn't mean it's smart. Here's audio from the officer's body cam.
Why'd you jump off the bridge?
I didn't. I was underneath the bridge. They didn't see me jump the bridge.
You're just swimming in blue jeans.
Yeah, so I've been down here fishing, trying to catch fish.
Where's your fishing equipment?
I ain't got none. All right, I jumped off the bridge. It's me. I did a backflip. You should have seen it. It was awesome.
The 47-year-old was arrested for public intoxication, also cited for jumping into the water. Webb City Little Leaguers, they're still playing baseball.
The Web City 16U All-Stars are keeping their season alive after an absolute thriller of a state championship series. After dropping Game 1, Web City bounced back with a nail-biting 16-15 win in Game 2. That forced a winner-take-all finale where the bats completely caught fire. The All-Stars plated 9 runs in the final frame for a massive walk-off 24-23 victory. Now the Senior Little League state champs are shifting their focus to the regional tournament in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. They're currently looking to partner with local businesses and community supporters to help fund the trip. Meanwhile, big congratulations to a pair of Lamar track and field athletes who are officially Junior Olympic bound. Lamar High School senior Taryn Williams and 10-year-old Maverick Stout have both qualified for the big stage. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn on South Main Street in Galena. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Joe Morgan.
Next news at 8:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Partly to mostly cloudy this morning. There may be an occasional afternoon thunderstorm with a high of 88. The heat index into the 90s. Overnight clear down to 72. A few afternoon thunderstorms may pop up on Friday with a high near 93 degrees. I'm Jeff Marr in the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service of Millwood Co. Roofing and Construction. When severe weather hits, choose the professionals at Millwood to repair and protect your roof and everything under it. For details and to receive a quote, visit millwoodcojoplin.com.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 70 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 74 in Crestline, 74 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time going on 8:08.
Shh, here it comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money, getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 2001, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like U.S. Army Sergeant William Bernard McKenna, exposed to burn pits. McKenna later died from T-cell lymphoma, leaving his wife, Dina, and 2 daughters. Tunnel to Towers honored Sergeant McKenna. They paid off the family's mortgage in honor of all of his sacrifice. Donate $11 a month. If you have a car to donate, if you have land to donate, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org today.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's BALD plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I focus on reducing taxes for Kansans. You should keep more. My BALD plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. Author of the BALD Plan to Decrease Property Taxes. Conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more. Paid for by Schwab for Governor, Jim Felter, Treasurer.
What gets in the way of eating your favorite foods? What prevents you from smiling in pictures of your most memorable moments? For so many, it's the almighty dollar. The cost is often the deal breaker for the smile that you deserve. But with Mid-America Dental Center, it doesn't have to be. Of course, Mid-America Dental Center accepts insurance from Delta Dental, Guardian, Aetna, United, Humana, and over 200 more insurance providers. But they can also help you find affordable dental insurance and payment plans so you can finally get your dental work completed. Don't let cost keep you from getting the dental care you need. See how you can get the smile of your dreams that also works for your budget at Mid-America Dental Center.
I'm Brian George, CEO of Mid-America Dental and Hearing Center, just off of I-44, Exit 44, and at MidAmericaDental.com. Changing lives and making smiles at dental centers.
Our best for less in a day at Dental Center.
You're listening to News Talk KZRG 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. From Studio 1Z. With the latest news, commentary, and weather. It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG. News time 8:11. It's Ted Bajorquez.
It's Steve Scott.
And joining us live here on News Talk KZRG is Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger. Lieutenant Governor, thanks for being here this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's election year. I think we've got an election here about 3 weeks away, so the rubber's starting to meet the road, and we got the dog days of summer that'll take place afterwards, but everybody's doing good. I've been getting around the state a little bit. We had a big agritourism conference in Hermann, Missouri earlier in the week, and we had a great turnout. A lot of folks from West Missouri were there, so it was a very, very good event.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah. Well, Lieutenant Governor, speaking of, election season, we're in full swing. The primaries in Missouri are just around the corner, like you noted. And, of course, when this happens, everyone gets very nervous, rightfully so, about a little something we call election integrity, making sure Missouri elections are secure. From your estimation, Lieutenant Governor, from what you've been seeing in Jeff City, talking to Secretary of State, all that, how do you feel Missouri is on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of secure in our elections?
I think we've got a good Secretary of State in Denny Hoskins. Relative to other states, I think we're in good shape. Missouri's really built one of the stronger election systems in America. We've got voter ID, we've got secure absentee voting rules, paper ballot records, public testing of voting equipment. If we don't have fair and free elections, I think President Trump's going to give a speech this evening about election integrity. We really need to get on the federal level. We need to pass the SAVE Act, because I can sing Missouri's praises, but we're only one of 50 states. We really need to get the SAVE Act passed, because they've taken advantage after COVID with these mail-in ballots, California being a good example. It's just rampant with fraud out in California. You saw the latest mayoral race, out in Los Angeles, where, these ballots come in, after Election Day, and all of a sudden the leading candidate, surprise, surprise, is no longer a leading candidate, the Republican candidate. So I really think on a federal level, President Trump is on the right track. We really need to get this SAVE Act passed, and I'm not sure, frankly, a lot of folks are frustrated with the U.S. Senate right now for not getting it done.
Yeah. It's Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger here on News Talk KZRG. Lieutenant Governor, another big issue when it comes to elections in Missouri this year, Missouri voters will be voting on, in the primary anyway, Amendment 4. Can you walk us through what this amendment is and your take on it?
Yeah, so a little bit of history. It's confusing for voters, and I'm frankly, 10 years ago, I'm not sure I would have known what this is. There's a process called initiative petition process where you can change the Missouri Constitution. So there are a couple of ways to do that. One is you can gather signatures from, Missourians throughout the state, put it on the ballot. If it gets 50% of the vote, it, then becomes, you amend the Constitution. Well, on that end, and the second way is the Missouri legislature can ask that something be put on the ballot to change the Missouri Constitution. And what has happened over the last few years is some of these East Coast billionaires have identified kind of a hole in Missouri's electoral process where they, for abortion being one of them. 2 years ago, we were a pro-life state. We had Michael Bloomberg, a lot of these East Coast billionaires come in, gather a bunch of signatures in St. Louis area, Kansas City area, these metropolitan areas, swamp it, provide some misleading ballot language, which is approved by, I think a very liberal court over in western Missouri. And because of that misleading language, the amount of money, they will put tens of millions of dollars into these things. They will amend our Constitution. We are now a pro-abortion state because these left coast billionaires have hijacked our Constitution. So what the Missouri legislature has done is put something on the ballot called Amendment 4, which is going to try to tighten that process where rather than be able to just get votes out of St. Louis and Kansas City, you're going to have to get votes, or the majority of votes out of each of the 8 congressional districts. So in the Joplin area, which is the 7th congressional district, it would also have to provide a majority of votes, which, is more of a pro-life district. So the long and short of it is that the Amendment 4 is trying to tighten or make it more difficult to change the Missouri Constitution through this initiative petition process. Now, my takeaway, it's going to require every single congressional district a majority. I think we could have done, probably 4 or 5 of the 8 congressional districts, provided there was a majority. That way you steer away from, St. Louis and Kansas City controlling our Constitution. But we're left with, what they put on the ballot, the legislature put on the ballot is every one of the congressional districts need to pass in order to change the Constitution.
Yeah. It's Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger here on News Talk KZRG, and that is something that Missouri voters will be voting on in the primary on August 4th for that ballot. Lieutenant Governor, I also wanted to talk to you this morning about FEMA disaster declarations. Missouri has been absolutely schmacked by severe weather this year, the likes of which I feel like we haven't seen in a couple of years now. And the governor's office called for a FEMA disaster declaration. He called for 2, actually. One of them has been approved already. And my question for you this morning, Lieutenant Governor, is when Missouri is granted these FEMA funds, what is the process exactly? How does that money get distributed?
So what had happened is Governor Kehoe's office works that he makes a major disaster declaration, I think presents that to President Trump, and local officials, FEMA, which is the State Emergency Management Agency, and FEMA have to do a damage assessment. I think there's a tremendous amount of paperwork involved in getting these approved. We went through this. St. Louis had a tornado damage shortly after Governor Kehoe. Now, Trump administration reached out to me, and I think Governor Kehoe's office, and was walking us through as to how to do the paperwork. But it is a process where we have to work closely with the Trump administration. They've done a good job in doing it. There's no set timeline as to how it gets approved. Every disaster request is reviewed individually. We're optimistic because I think the Trump administration is very responsive, always calling, see how we're doing. So they've worked closely with our local partner, SEMA, and then FEMA works every step of the way. So my message to these affected communities, it's been brutal this past year or two in Missouri. You're spot on. We just need to keep pushing until we get these requests across the finish line. I think Governor Kehoe has done his part. Our local officials have done their part, and now we need to ask the federal government to step up and provide the assistance, that Missouri communities deserve.
Mm-hmm. So does FEMA grant the money to SEMA, and then SEMA designates how it's distributed?
It's complicated. They walked me through the process when the tornadoes, and then Governor Kehoe's office, frankly, some of the staffers there have been more involved in the ins and outs of the process, but it's a paper-intensive process in terms of, I think, the dollar amounts vary. If it's $5 million or more, it will vary or graduate. And in all candor, once I handed it off to I will kind of coordinate or hand it off to Governor Kehoe's staff, and they kind of work through with the FEMA staff in terms of getting all the paperwork processed. But it also involves local officials. A lot of it involves getting local officials involved and documenting the extent of the damage.
Yeah. It's Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger here on News Talk KZRG. Lieutenant Governor, we're up against the clock here a little bit, but you and your office had engaged in something that I thought was really cool and I thought worth highlighting, and that is letters to the Lieutenant Governor. You had a letter writing contest for kids with the subject material, Why They Are Proud to Be an American. Tell us about this.
Yeah, we've sent out a request. It's America's 250th anniversary this year. So we want our students and our kids to be proud of America. So we opened up an essay contest throughout the state in which really the prelude was, I'm proud to be an American because, and we just left it wide open. We had several hundred essays come in. We winnowed it down to 10 winners, and we brought them into the Capitol Rotunda. Some of the stories, we let them read their essay in the middle of the Capitol Rotunda. Some of them are kids of immigrants. If you don't appreciate America after listening to these kids, there were tears in the audience. People were so proud to be American after listening to these kids read these essays in the Capitol Rotunda. The moderator, one of the state senators, was crying as she was watching these kids read their essays. It was really, really heartwarming that we have such a bright future with these kids, and at a time when there's so much national conversation focused on what's wrong with America, these kids reminded everything that's right with our country and why it's worth fighting for. So it was a really, really special moment. If these letters were any indication, we've got a future that's in really, really good hands. The next generation loves this country, understands our freedoms, and gives me every reason to believe America's best days are still ahead of us.
That's incredible. It's Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger of Missouri here on News Talk KZRG. Lieutenant Governor, as always, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We'll talk to you again soon.
It's a pleasure. All right, take care, guys. Enjoy stay cool and enjoy the weather. All right, take care.
As to you, good sir. That was the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Missouri on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
Vice President J.D. Vance told Joe Rogan that some in the Israeli government want our not war with Iran to go on indefinitely. He also claims there are discreet, extremely well-funded foreign influence campaigns being funded to tank a deal with Iran.
Number 2.
There was a shooting at the Miami, Oklahoma apartment complex in Miami, Oklahoma last night. The individual believed to be responsible, detained, and police assured the public there is no ongoing threat.
Number 1.
Liberty Utilities electric customers will begin seeing higher bills starting August the 3rd after the Missouri Public Service Commission approved their phased-in rate increase request. Liberty wants to collect an additional $97 million over 3 years, which equates to a 16% increase in your total monthly bill over that period.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
President Donald Trump will be making a primetime address to the nation tonight. What do you hope he will discuss? Leaving us an open mic message on the KZRG app or text us at 417-782-1310. That address to the nation by the president is happening tonight at 8 o'clock local time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock local. News Talk KZRG, we will be carrying it. So if you want to listen, if you want to tune in, if you want to hear what Trump has to say but you weren't sure where to go, I'll tell you where you can go. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Temperatures will heat up into the weekend. For this Thursday, a partly to mostly cloudy sky. There may be a shower thunderstorm moving in during this afternoon with a high near 88 and the heat index into the 90s. The clearing will follow overnight with a low of 72. After early sunshine to begin Friday, there may be some afternoon thunderstorms.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Doc said the importance of energy independence makes us not obligated to other countries that may want to hold us hostage with oil. Well, we are. That's exactly what's happening. Iran is holding us hostage with oil because it's a global market, so our energy independence didn't really do a whole lot, did it? I mean, that's my only concern. I like energy independence. I like energy dominance. I'm all in on it. I just feel like it was supposed to do more than it is. And as a consumer, it's very frustrating to see that be the case. And it's more frustrating to know that nobody seems to be interested in talking about that. So I'm talking about it. Jody Peninsula was definitely right. Booze it up on a Thursday morning. Absolutely. Too much mental activity this morning before coffee. I have a headache. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I am very behind, and I apologize. Austin says, Sarisa... No, where am I? She said, hopefully that part for my truck... Oh my gosh, I have the hiccups. This is brutal. Sarisa said, hopefully that part for my truck AC will arrive today. I want to get my inspection done yesterday, but the place I used was out of stickers. Wow. I have to go back Friday or Monday. You know, it's funny. You remind me of that. I got to get my car inspected too. Going to be a scorcher this weekend. Yeah, it's going to be hot.
Do you have more than 150,000 miles on your vehicle?
Me?
Uh-huh.
I have no clue. It's a great question, Steve. Street said this is part of how red states are turned purple, in my opinion. Oh, you mean the initiative petition stuff? Yeah. Austin said it all stands that they have to get from 6 or 8. This is misinformation. As it stands, they have to get it from 6 of 8. Oh, are you talking about the initiative petition reform, Austin? Is that what you're talking about? I bet those essays were awesome. Yeah, it's pretty cute. I saw that and I was like, how could I not bring that up? It's super fun.
Our commitment to electrical safety has always been job one. So we can deliver reliable energy and peace of mind. That's why safety runs through everything we do.
Newmac Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone energy partner.
Story in the New York Times Magazine backs up what we already suspected about electric vehicles, but it goes further. If this story is accurate, EVs in America are dead. I'm Kim Commando for Incogni. Data brokers collect your personal information, package it up, and sell it to anyone with a credit card. Take yourself off the market. Visit privacykim.com today. Here's the inside story. EV sales are so bad that Ford's promised electric SUV was canceled even before they gave it a model number. GM indefinitely delayed, canceled, its Buick EV SUV. Volvo's plans for their all-electric lineup are on hold. Dodge killed plans for the Charger EV and the all-electric Dodge Ram pickup. Then the same with the Jeep EV. And Tesla cars are backed up on dealer lots everywhere. After the country spent $7.5 billion, the network of EV charging stations failed to materialize, and the big federal EV tax credits are gone. Do you think the Times got it right? Get my free newsletter every morning at getkim.com. Thousands of places on the internet, there's a file with your name on it. Inside, your home address, your cell number, the email you only give to people you trust. It knows your medical conditions, age, how you vote, where you drive, and your kids' names. You didn't write it. You can't read it. But anyone with a credit card can buy it. That file is the product of a multi-billion-dollar industry called data brokers, and none of it was stolen. Your file's collected, packaged, and sold legally. Every scam call, every phishing text that knows too much about you, someone paid for that file. Last year, Americans lost a record $20 billion to fraud. Scammers didn't get lucky. They got prepared. I did something about my file. I use Incogni. Incogni goes broker by broker and forces each one to delete your file. The opt-out forms they bury, Incogni finds them. And when your data tries to creep back, and it always does, Incogni wipes it again. Go to privacykim.com right now for an exclusive 60% off. That's privacykim.com.
Hey, it's Chris Plant. Be sure to tune in to FM 102.9, AM 1310 every weekday from 9 to 11 for breaking news, commentary, and politics. News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
It's going to be a warm one today, partly sunny with a high of only 88. Heat index values could be as high as 96. That's what it might feel like. Now tomorrow, we've got a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, sunny with a high of 91. Heat index as high as 99. Saturday, warming up even more, sunny and hot with a high of 93. 97 and sunny and hot on Sunday. On Monday, sunny and hot with a high near 100 for the actual temperature. That according to KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr.
Hey, by the way, don't forget, tonight, Donald Trump will be addressing the nation. Donald Trump, if you're not aware, is the president of the United States.
He is?
I know, shocking as it may be.
It's huge.
Massive. And we'll be carrying his address to the nation live tonight on KZRG's airwaves. What will he be talking about? It's been heavily hinted that he'll be discussing election integrity. Will he be talking about past election integrity, i.e. the 2020 election? Or will he be talking about future election integrity, i.e. these upcoming midterm elections? Or will it be both? Will he also talk about Iran? Maybe. Will he also talk about ICE? Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out together tonight at 8 on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. And on your smart speaker, it's News Talk KZRG.
At 8:30, I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG.
ICE traffic stops.
Meta AI teen suicide.
Attorney General Senate confirmation.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. We're heading for a high of 88. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr. Following sports, that'll be at 8:38. It's cloudy at 70 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 74 in Webb City, 74 in Joplin, AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. And on your smart speaker, News Talk, KZRG.
President Donald Trump expressed his support for ICE carrying out traffic stops. This right after ICE announced that they were going to pause that very practice as a result of ICE agents shooting and killing 2 individuals within just a week.
It was just 2 days ago that Border Czar Tom Homan shared that ICE was doing a temporary pause on vehicle stops. Homan indicated the decision was made by DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen and the ICE director. Then the president came out with this Truth Social post saying, "We cannot give up one of ICE's most important and effective crime-fighting tools, the traffic stop." He also addresses ICE officers saying, "Be judicious, fair, and smart, and go back and do your very important job." Mullen has not explicitly said the pause would be overturned, but he says this: President Trump and I are on the same page. We want our ICE officers to have all options available.
Parents can get a warning if their teenager talks to artificial intelligence about hurting themselves.
Teens chatting about suicide or self-harm with Meta AI will trigger a parental alert for parents using Instagram's supervision controls. A similar feature has been in place on Instagram since February. Now it applies to Meta AI across all platforms. It'll come through an app notification and a separate text and email if that contact information is in the system, with the subject, alert about your teen's safety. AI will flag the chat for human review before the alert is sent, along with suggestions for discussing self-harm and suicide with the child. Meta says it will err on the side of caution for the time being in deciding what warrants an alert. Chris Foster, Fox News.
The Senate holding a confirmation hearing for Todd Blanche to become the next Attorney General of the United States after Pam Bondi had stepped down.
The stakes are high as Todd Blanche needs the support of every Republican on the Senate Judiciary Committee to advance to the full Senate. He's touting this record of the Trump administration as he signals how he will lead the Justice Department.
Murders are down roughly 20% nationwide. We have the lowest murder rate since 1900. Violent crime arrests are up nearly 114%.
But he also faced some tough questions from both sides of the aisle. He was pressed on the president's settlement with the IRS, which originally included a nearly $1.8 billion fund to pay people who applied and believed the government was weaponized against them.
Mostly cloudy at 74 at 8:33. News Talk, KZRG.
Multiple charges now filed against a man from Missouri in southeast Kansas. Steve Smith, what's going on?
42-year-old Cristobal Freddy Lopez Monet is charged with attempted aggravated human trafficking, electronic solicitation, attempted commercial sexual exploitation of a child, and unlawful use of a communication facility. Crawford and Bourbon County Sheriffs, the KBI, the E3 Ranch Foundation, and Pittsburgh Police set up a sting operation to take Lopez down. He's currently being held without bond in the Crawford County Jail. Steve Smith, News Talk KZRG.
A former Missouri Education Department attorney suing over what she says was a wrongful termination tied to a social media post. With the story, Matt Pilger.
Former DESE attorney Lindsay Phoenix has sued former Missouri Commissioner of Education Carla Esslinger, who is listed as the defendant. Phoenix claims she was fired in September 2025 after reposting a meme on a private Instagram story following the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Matt Pilger, Missouri Net.
If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Clouds, it's 74, going on 8:35. News Talk, KZRG.
Police now investigating a report of shots fired at an apartment complex in Miami, Oklahoma at around 7:30 last night. Investigators confirm no one was hit by the gunfire and that the suspect is now in custody. Officials say there's no ongoing threat to the public at this time, but the scene does remain active this morning.
Lumberjacks from around the world are gathering in Wisconsin to see who's going to be named the best of the best.
More than 100 competitors are in Hayward, Wisconsin for the 66th annual Lumberjack World Championships. They'll compete for titles in chopping, sawing, speed pole climbing, boom running, and log rolling. This year's field of men and women features defending champions, world record holders, and international standouts. There's also a festival with family-friendly activities and interactive experiences, as well as a chance to meet the athletes. Competition begins today, and the finals are set for Saturday. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
A team from Webb City trying to advance in the playoffs. Joe Morgan tells News Talk KZRG.
The Webb City 16U All-Stars are keeping their season alive after an absolute thriller of a state championship series. After dropping Game 1, Webb City bounced back with a nail-biting 16-15 win in Game 2. That forced a winner-take-all finale where the bats completely caught fire. The All-Stars plated 9 runs in the final frame for a massive walk-off 24-23 victory. Now the Senior Little League state champs are shifting their focus to the regional tournament in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. They're currently looking to partner with local businesses and community supporters to help fund the trip. Meanwhile, big congratulations to a pair of Lamar track and field athletes who are officially junior Olympic bound. Lamar High School senior Taryn Williams and 10-year-old Maverick Stout have both qualified for the big stage. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. That's sports. I'm Joe Morgan for News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service at Galena Liberty Pawn. Need to turn your gold and silver into cash? Get top dollar directly from the refiner and buy gold and silver bullion at Galena Liberty Pawn on South Main Street in Galena. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news, 9 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Temperatures will heat up into the weekend. For this Thursday, a partly to mostly cloudy sky. There may be a shower thunderstorm moving in during this afternoon with a high near 88 and the heat index into the 90s. The clearing will follow overnight with a low of 72. After early sunshine to begin Friday, there may be some afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high of 91. The heat index tomorrow into the upper 90s. Then a sunny and hot weekend. The high on Saturday near 93. And an even hotter Sunday to wrap up the weekend with a high near 97. I'm Jeff Marr in the KZRG Storm Center.
Clean sweep showing this morning. No precipitation, according to the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 70 in Neosho, 73 in Pittsburgh, 74 in Webb City, 74 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 8:38.
You work hard, follow the rules, and get absolutely slammed by taxes. Your paycheck, taxed. Your property, taxed. Everything you buy, taxed. Missouri's tax system isn't broken, it's rigged against you. The lawyers and lobbyists working for big corporations and the super rich buried over 200 loopholes for themselves in our tax code. While they pay nothing on the services they use, working families are taxed over and over. It's no wonder they're lying about Amendment 5. Our corrupt tax system is rigged in their favor. They're getting a free ride on your back. Don't believe their lies. The truth is, Amendment 5 closes loopholes exploited by the super rich and slashes taxes paid by Missouri's working families, phasing out income taxes and cutting property taxes. They finally pay what they owe while you keep what you earn. Vote yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC.
Tyler's has the carpet you've been looking for. Your complete floor covering store.
Hi, it's Ron, the chief carpetologist at Tyler's Carpet in Neosho. I love this time of the year, spending time with my family, fun in the sun, boating, water skiing.
Ron, what in the world are you doing with that vinyl plank?
Well, you know, I was flying on my magic carpet, and I'm thinking if I can fly in the air, I believe I can ski on the water on this vinyl plank.
Oh, Ron, it's waterproof vinyl plank for your floor, not to ski on in the water.
Let's just see what happens. Okay, the water is calm. Perfect time. Come on, Bobby, jump on.
Oh, brother. Here we go.
Oh, no. Are you okay, Bobby?
Yes, but your skiing skills are not what they used to be.
But look at that vinyl plank. It held up great, and it really does on your floor. So for all your flooring needs, keep the chief in mind. Carpetologist, that is.
Tyler's Carpet in Neosho, where great floors begin. See their ad in names and numbers.
Tyler's has the carpet you've been looking for. Your complete floor covering store.
Today, someone in Joplin needed what you sell. They pulled out their phone, but didn't think of your business.
Not because you're not good at what you do, but because they didn't know that you're an option. That's the power of the top-of-mind awareness. People can't choose a business they don't remember, and every time they don't remember you, they remember someone else. Here's the truth. If you're not number 1, 2, or 3 when someone in your market needs your service, you're losing revenue right now. Most businesses chase shortcuts, quick ads, or one-time promotions, but a new Google study confirms what we've known for years. The brands people know before they need them are the ones who win the sale. At Zimmer Marketing, we've built a proven system that builds long-term branding awareness, grows your market share, and increases your revenue. We even have the case studies to prove it. No shortcuts, no guesswork, just a system that truly works. Call Zimmer Marketing today and find out if you're number 1, 2, or 3 in your market. Zimmer Marketing. It just works.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Catch my show every weekday. It all starts at 2 for honest news, truthful news on News Talk, KZRG. Depend on it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk, KZRG.
We have a very slim chance of some showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 3 o'clock this afternoon. Partly sunny. 88 for the high. Heat index could feel as high as 96. Now for tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Sunny with a high of 91. Heat index values could go as high as 99. On Saturday, even warmer, sunny and hot with a high of actually around 93. 97 with sunshine and hot on Sunday. Near 100 with sunny and hot on Monday, according to KZRG meteorologist Jeff Marr.
KZRG News Time just after 8:40. It's 8:42 currently. Donald Trump, he'll be addressing the nation live in a big public speech. News Time KZRG. We will be carrying it live on our airwaves at FM 102.9, 105.9 AM 1310. That's happening tonight at 8 o'clock local time. That's 9 Eastern, 8 local tonight. Be here or be square. KZRG. We'll be covering it. Also, something to note, KZRG, we have launched our elections hub, our elections headquarters, our elections website. It is, in fact, a midterm year. Pretty much all, every single local 4-state area, town, community, they have something to vote on. And if you are curious as to what you have to vote on, whether it be people to represent you in your capital city for your state, or it be various amendments that are out there, News.KZRG's election headquarters has all of it, all there for you. You can peruse, click around, take a look, get educated on the issues before you go to vote. So there you have it. All right, let's get into this big debate. This is a huge debate that is going on in America right now. And Republican Texas Representative Keith Self is now found himself at the forefront of it. He has proposed legislation that would, according to him, protect Americans' privacy when federal law enforcement agencies seek surveillance data from flock safety systems. Now, flock cameras, if you're not aware, this is becoming an increasingly popular tool across the entire country that police departments in various cities and municipalities have been increasingly opting in for and utilizing. And basically what it is they're stationed cameras that are automatic license plate readers. And they're always watching, they're always checking to see where everyone is, and anything they see, they'll flag it and send out alerts to an entire interstate surveillance system.
Well, we even had a story on it, I believe, just yesterday from Parsons, Kansas, where a flock system captured a stolen car license plate that was driven from, I believe, around the Wichita area to Parsons, Kansas, when they made the arrest.
Yeah, and that's really the idea behind the flock system, is that it is a network. So if somebody steals a car out of Wichita, Kansas, for instance, police can put into the flock network, look for a car with this license plate, and then any flock camera in the entire country, whether it's in Oklahoma or Missouri or New York or California or Idaho, the second that license plate appears in front of any flock camera across the whole country, it flags the whole network.
Yeah, that was even used in the, I believe, in the murders out in Idaho.
Idaho?
Yeah, the one with the 4 college kids that were killed.
Moscow, Idaho?
Well, yeah.
With Brian Koberger?
Right. It's currently going into, they just had their preliminary hearing, but they tracked him using a flock system after the
Right.
shooting.
There's very real first responder policing utility value for these cameras, no question about it. Where the debate comes in is the fact that they're always watching.
That's true.
They're scanning everybody's license plate.
It's like
and in theory, even potentially in theory, they have you. Even if you don't have a warrant out, if you have nothing, if you drive in front of those cameras, they're scanning you, and they're keeping track of where you are.
Oh, that's true. Very true.
In theory. So that's kind of the big concern here. And this guy, Texas Republican Representative Keith Self, he is a conservative. He is by no means anti-law enforcement, but he has some concerns, or at least he's voicing concerns on behalf of his constituents regarding the privacy about this. I want to read for you a quote that he said in relation to this. He said, quote, Americans' Fourth Amendment right to be secure in their privacy does not disappear just because a new technology or artificial intelligence. Americans have a constitutional right to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects, and our government is supposed to get a warrant before invading that privacy. This bill simply restores that protection. Get a warrant. And that's what, end quote, and that's what his bill does. He's not saying let's ban flock systems. What he's saying is that if federal agencies want access to these flock networks, they need to get a warrant to secure that data from the local policing entities and whatnot. Or not from them, of course, from a judge, but
Right.
to issue to policing in order to get the data.
Now, that's what it's supposed to do. But then again, look at all the other things that they've done that, like it's in the news with the Biden administration right now, getting the text messages from a bunch of senators and stuff and politicians.
Okay.
That was breaking the law. So what would a new law do to actually make it to where they don't do it? If you understand my question.
No. I'm sure the question from my, I guess
He's making this law to try to stop federal people from getting the information without a warrant.
Oh, how do you make sure they actually uphold the law?
Yes.
Try them. If you think that they broke the law, whether it's a federal agent or just any schmuck on the street, try them. That's why we have a judicial system. That's why we have a court system. If we think a federal agency or a federal agent, individual, or a group of them broke the law, then we need to try them, and we need to have the ability to do that. I mean, that right? If you break the law, then you go to trial. Is that
I would agree. I would agree.
Okay. Now, I want to read for you the Fourth Amendment because that's what the debate really about this flock camera system and whether or not federal agents should be required to get a warrant to secure that data is about. It's about the Fourth Amendment. I'm going to read it for you here. Here's what it says. It says, quote, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized, end quote. So with that, I love that last part. It specifies that they need in the warrant to describe the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. You can't just say, here's a warrant, give me all your flock data. No, you need to describe what specifically you're looking for. Right?
Interesting. Yep.
So this is what that lawsuit, or excuse me, this is what this new proposed legislation would do, would be, look, the feds just got to get a warrant. They want the flock data, get a warrant. That's pretty much the idea behind it. What are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts on the flock camera system? It is a very hotly debated topic, and I think on this, reasonable minds can differ. I think two things can be true at once. I think the sun can be yellow, and I think the sky can be blue. I think those two facts can coexist. And with that, here's some facts. I think it is a fact that the flock camera system absolutely helps law enforcement catch criminals. It helps them catch stolen cars. It helps them catch kidnappers. It helps them catch bank robbers. That is a fact. I think it is absolutely a useful tool to do that. In addition to that fact, I also think it's true that it's a little big brothery. We got a bunch of cameras that are constantly watching everybody all the time and scanning using an intelligent computer system. You can call it AI, you cannot call it AI, whatever. Using an intelligent computer system to scan people's vehicles, possibly their faces. They claim, the flock company claims they do not do any facial recognition. They claim that is something they don't do. I don't really trust big technology companies.
You don't?
Shocking as it may be.
Wow.
So, two things can be true. Sky can be blue, sun can be yellow. Flock cameras can help police. Flock cameras can also be very Big Brother-y.
Big Brother is watching.
And that's really the debate that Americans are now facing, and that this this Republican congressman from Texas is bringing to the forefront. Where is the line between backing the blue, supporting law enforcement efforts, getting criminals off the street? Where does that line stop? And where does my reasonable expectation for privacy in public spaces begin? And that's a debate. And you can say, well, it's public space. We can have cameras all day long. You know, that's fine. And if that's how you feel, that's a reasonable take to have. There's no question. If you feel, hey, man, I'm an American citizen. I don't like the idea of the government watching me all the time. I think that's also a reasonable take. What is your take? Leave us an open mic message on the KZRG app or text us at 417-782-1310. KZRG News Time, 8:50.
And now, KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
Vice President J.D. Vance told Joe Rogan that some in the Israeli government want our not war with Iran to go on indefinitely. He also claims there are discreet, extremely well-funded foreign influence campaigns being funded to tank a deal with Iran.
Number 2.
There was a shooting at a Miami, Oklahoma apartment complex last night. The individual believed to be responsible has been detained, and the public has been assured that there is no ongoing threat to the public.
Number 1.
Liberty Utilities electric customers will start seeing higher bills starting August the 3rd after the Missouri Public Service Commission approved their phased-in rate increase request. Liberty wants to collect an additional $97 million over 3 years, which equates to your 16% increase in your total monthly bill over that same period.
Now, the KZRG question of the day.
President Donald Trump will be making an address to the nation tonight at 8 o'clock local time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock local. What do you hope he will discuss in that speech? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page or text us at 417-782-1310. If you could wave a magic wand and make him talk about one thing, what would it be? We want to know. Don't forget, KZRG, we will be carrying that address to the nation live on our airwaves. So if you're thinking to yourself, boy, I want to tune in, but I just don't know where the heck to do so, here's where you can do so. FM 102.9, 105.9, or AM 1310. It's News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Temperatures will heat up into the...
Good morning. Yeah, I will read that the Liberty Utilities conversation. I don't even want to call it a debate because I don't think it was a debate. I think it was a very solid in good faith convo that I saw here. I will read it after the show. I'm sorry I didn't get to it. It was a lot of data a lot of words being said, so I didn't get to all of it. I apologize. I wasn't trying to dodge it or skip it or anything. Just had to run the show. But cool. Rick said, I saw a new flock camera being installed in Loma Linda area. Yeah, I've seen anecdotally, personally, I have found, I wasn't looking for them. I just have found naturally out in the wild 3 of them in Joplin. So I know, and how did I find them? Because I was parked at a red light and I was just kind of looking off in the distance and went, hey, is that one of those flock cameras? And they're very distinct. The flock cameras don't look like regular cameras. They're very distinct cameras. So
they are.
When you know what they look like, if you see one, there's no questioning. So I have found 3 of them in Joplin just cruising around town. So I know we have a minimum of 3 in Joplin. I'm certain we have more than that. But anyway, all right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.